Hello.
Hello. It totally occurred to me I do the intro and I don't have the sheet. So, hello. Welcome to the World Ends Thursday. Give me the sheet.
Is this one? This one? Correct?
No.
Is that in front of your computer?
Is it in front of me? It is.
You
okay.
got it. Wow.
Hello.
Teamwork, dreamwork.
Start game. Thank you.
Step 1, start the game.
Enter stage. Shit.
Everybody, we gotta get up.
Oh, God.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. Someone in chat, please write you're doing great, sweetie, or I will cry. Hello, and welcome to the World Ends Thursday. Thank you for joining us for session 1. I did this backwards. Can you just go?
Oh, you want to go? We can go back.
Let's pretend this never happened. Don't talk
Okay.
at me. All right. Hello, and thank you for joining us for session 1 of The World Ends Thursday, a Monster of the Week actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG network. To find all sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/worldendsthursday, I think.
I think it should just be Thursday.
It should just be Thursday.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, we peed on Thursday. There's nothing else happening tonight. No other streams.
Really? This is it?
This is it.
Oh gosh.
It's the only thing on Twitch right now.
This is the only thing on Twitch
Literally
right now.
nothing else happening.
Literally
Nothing else happens.
We
on
rented the
Thursdays.
space.
We rented Twitch.
Yeah.
We have
did.
permits.
Counter programming.
To find all of the shows on the Happy Jacks network, visit happyjacks.org. We did it. I'm Clara. I'm your GM. I'm also called the Keeper. I will use both interchangeably. And yes, there should not be content. There should not be any dangerous content today, unless you're allergic or triggered by wholesomeness, wonderful, sweet things. Actually, that we may get to it. Who knows? Some mild vehicular trauma.
Yes.
I've learned a lot about Sloan in like 2.
Should I be worried? Should I be worried?
I
not gonna be in the
guess
car with you,
queerness.
it's okay.
If you're here and there's something in your in the queerness bothers you, I would just leave.
Yes.
Whoa, yeah.
That would be-
yeah.
This is a pretty
Happy
queer
This is like
Is anyone straight?
Well, Rachel is.
You mean the character you play is?
Rachel has a door in her head she doesn't open that's marked that girl I had a crush on in high school. But
and we'll
Did you
probably
throw it in an
never meet
oubliette?
her.
yeah, it's in an oubliette.
And we'll probably never meet her because that would be crazy.
That would be so
That'd
crazy.
be so crazy.
I can't wait to meet her.
But yeah, otherwise, but yes, this is The World Ends Thursday, our Monster of the Week game that is inspired by all of the shows I watched after school on the CW, at that time, the WB, including Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Charmed and Smallville and all of those things. So everyone is just as hot and just as poorly cast.
I wanted to flip the hair.
Everyone is actually 30 in this world, and we don't I know that their ages are going to vary, but they are all played by 30-year-olds. But yes,
Thank you.
if and when something comes up, all of us have agreed on safety tools and deadlines and veils beforehand. And if and when something comes up that does trigger us in the moment, because things are mutable and sometimes lines shift and change, we have these fun little X card buttons that will help us in the moment. So put things on pause and deal with things. I got people.
It's just so fun
And
to
also-
push the button.
And
There's a
everyone
light.
push the button now.
Yay. Okay, you got it. Yeah.
All right, we did a button. Actually, I can't see the button if my computer is here, so that was actually very important.
Oh my God.
Thank you for. We
Hell
did a
yeah.
thing and it was
I'm glad we
important.
tested it.
I'm glad we tested it. Oh my God. Okay.
That's right.
That was a
Test run worked.
definitely intended test.
Super intended test, and
100%.
also not because I desperately wanted to push that button. But yes, so safety tools are being used, and at any given time, we are as safe as we can be, because even though the stories are fake, the emotions can sometimes feel real. All right, everyone, stop paying attention to me, and everyone, I'm going to start on my left with our wonderful, very professional producer who did not sign up for this, I'm sure.
I did.
But also
I did. Though. I did.
Sloan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sloan. You can find me everywhere on the internet at artplebe. That's ARTPLEBE, except for Instagram, where it's art.plebe. Blythe Instagram. Damn you.
Wait, did you get it on Discord though?
Huh?
Did you get it on Discord?
Oh yeah,
though?
yeah, I did.
Oh, with the update?
Who
I
was
was-
the other art plebe on Instagram?
Some person who goes to museums, I think, which honestly makes a lot of
Damn
sense.
it,
I
that's
think her
good.
name is
makes a
Emily
lot
St.
of
James,
sense.
actually.
Did you?
You could be
Plot
art
twist.
patrician.
Art patrician. I don't want to be a patrician.
That's
though.
true. Okay.
I don't.
Sorry,
I feel like
I'm
that's-
interrupting your intro.
Oh, you're totally fine. I do design things, I do editing things, and I do tech direction things all around the internet, including here and at Pixel Circus and other places. So yeah.
I love Pixel Circus.
I love
That's
Pixel
me.
Circus.
I knew, yeah, I was like, I love Pixel Circus too. I'll say it out loud. Hi, instead of just under my breath. Hi guys, I'm Teri Gamble. I am a person today. I'm Logan Julian. That's who I'm playing. And you can find me at the Teri Gamble on the internet. It's all over. Yeah, the place. And that's Teri with 1 R. But you can probably see that if you're watching. But if you're listening, I'm glad I helped you. And I'm a witch. I'm the world. I went into the woods last night, so it's like buried in my head right now.
Ooh.
Nice.
I hope we get lots of singing.
You're gonna get lots of Sondheim today.
I don't think I can fight it, which is going to make the YouTube version of this very, very hard to put
As
up.
I'm only
long
doing
as it's
small
under
clips.
3
That was a small
seconds.
clip,
Under 3
right?
seconds. Yeah, you
I
were
did
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to necessarily sing the lyrics. Just sing. It's fine.
Da-da-da-da.
Because then you'll do me. And then go, 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 go.
Hi, I am Blythe, and you can find me across the internet at the Blythe Kala. That is TheBlythekala. My pronouns are he, him, or he, they. Wow, we're doing great. I do producery things and writey things and just generally creative things. I like to make comics sometimes when I have the funds to commission artists.
Hi. I'm Emily St. James. I am playing Rachel Goodnow, the expert. You can find me all over the internet at Emily St. Jams, which is, my name, but there's no E in it. 'Cause now it says Emily St. Jams, except on Instagram where I'm art plebe without a dot.
Damn you.
Oh, no.
No, I'm a writer. I do all sorts of things. I'm currently on strike with the Writers Guild of America, Union Solidarity. If you don't like me on this game, just option the rights and I will have to quit. So
Do that.
This game is now a
wait.
strike.
Do I get the right? So if they option the rights, does it go to the evil hat people or does it go to me?
I don't know. I think it would probably go to Happy Jacks first, but also you'd have to give Evil Hat a kick.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't
Okay,
imagine
yeah.
that if somebody
I wrote it.
I
It's
can't imagine
fine.
if somebody optioned this that Kimmy would not let
Well,
you.
no.
Yeah.
But if you option the rights,
I mean, it depends on how you option the narrative.
Anyway,
I don't know how any of this works.
Solidarity.
I have to. It's my job to
Union.
keep us on the rails, and that's upsetting.
Whoosh.
Whoa. Yeah, it fully occurred to me that it's actually Sloan's job to keep us on the rails because Is this your first
Sloan was ready.
actual play
Sloan
with
was
us? Fully.
It is. It is.
Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to pretend. It's like when you clean up the house before someone looks at your apartment to move in. You're like, we're this clean all the time. I promise.
It's
Oh,
like
wow,
when
you
your
were lying.
guests are coming over and your mom is like, we can't look like we've ever lived here.
Yeah,
As-
absolutely nothing on counters ever. So,
Yes.
my goodness. All right. So, sit back, relax, and we welcome you to our game and our little intro. I'm gonna take a second to whoo.
It's going to be amazing, and I'm already so excited.
Should we do a warm up together?
What?
Should we do a warm up together?
What's a warm up? What do you want to do for a warm up? Just
Ooh.
ooh.
I think we should do the thing where we all jump in place and then hold crazy poses.
Wow, I am in an
That's the
improv
end.
class all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Yes,
hold on, I'm
and.
having
Yes,
flashbacks.
and.
Okay, I need a city and a food and
Anyone
movie.
got a suggestion?
Actually, you know what? I can do this
Summerfield.
for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Summerfield.
Your city is Summerfield,
Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Your movie, let's go with on the TV. Unfortunately, it's not fully a movie, but on the TV, the dregs of the local morning show is on. What is our morning show called? Is it Good Morning Summerfield?
It's
Seems
called
boring.
Wake up, Summerfield.
It's gotta have fine in
Get
it
the fuck
somewhere.
up, Summerfield.
What is it? Yeah, get the fuck up, Summerfield. That's
It's gotta
fine.
have fine in it somewhere.
Oh
Fine.
yeah, feeling fine, Summerfield.
Yeah, feeling fine, Summerfield.
Welcome to Summerfield, Pennsylvania, a city that looks small town that looks a lot like most small towns because it is small town America. Somewhere between the city that you grew up in and the town you grew up in, and also Stars Hollow, and also frick, what is the place that
Sunnydale.
Veronica Mars takes place.
Oh.
Neptune.
Neptune.
Neptune?
It's like Neptune Cove or something.
Oh shit.
But it is a city, it is a little town, little city, just big enough to have everything you need in it, and just small enough that everyone kind of knows each other. They have seasons, which I will roleplay, I guess. I don't know what a season
Is
is.
your character the weather?
My
Have
character
you lived
is...
where seasons are?
What am I? I grew up in LA. I don't know what season
Oh.
Who else has experienced seasons?
Yeah.
We got you
Oh,
covered.
everyone.
Okay, so I'm going to lean on my players to deal with seasons, because, oh my god. I've heard of them.
Right now it's
Honestly,
summer.
you're not missing anything.
Okay, cool.
They're
And
terrible.
back east, summer
Disagree.
is like sticky hat.
Summer's bad.
I will say, yeah, East Coast summer sucks.
But yes.
It's just like there's bugs and it's sticky and it's humid.
I don't
Everything's
know a
gross.
single good season in the East Coast.
Why
No,
do you
they're all good.
You know what?
Spring and fall are wonderful.
They're too cold.
No, spring and fall are great.
Not,
Summer,
not anymore.
summer too hot.
All right. So so yes, the town is Summerfield. On the TV, Feelin' Fine Summerfield is on the local morning show, in which aggressively smiling woman and aggressively smiling man hold coffee cups like this and talk about the next the next delicious thing that you can put in your omelets out on the stove. Speaking
funny.
of, on the stove, we have a woman in the midst of the morning preschool rush, not preschool, preschool rush, as we zoom in to the morning routine of Rachel Goodnow. Emily, can you describe what your character, what you're doing? What is this morning like for you?
It's so presumptuous of you to think that I would be awake already, but of course I'm awake. Of course Rachel's awake. She's,
You can be asleep. It could be
No.
Greg.
No.
Okay.
No, Rachel runs her house. She's bustling about. She's getting things ready. They're going to have like a healthy French toast recipe she's come up with, and she's cutting up fresh fruit over it. And coming down the stairs behind her is Greg. He's in his morning wear. Here's a fun Greg fact, everybody. Every week you're going to get a fun Greg fact.
Yes.
Every time the Goodnow family, yes, his name is Greg Goodnow. Every time the Goodnow family goes on a vacation, they stop at every informational plaque it's convenient to stop at. Greg takes a photo. He has a print printed, and he has a small book in his office in which he pastes all the prints, and occasionally he flips through it and reads them. And then he will share fascinating facts with his family. Rachel always indulges him, but his 3 children increasingly do not. That's a fun Greg fact for
That's
the
a
evening.
fun Greg fact. So where was the last place you guys
I'm
visited?
in love with him just for that.
Yeah,
oh my
no,
god.
perfect.
I
This is
love
the female game in
information.
action.
Oh.
Perfect man.
The last place we visited was
And how recently?
It was over the summer. We took a road trip up the California coast.
Oh, nice.
And we stopped in, I can't remember the name of it. It's between Santa Barbara and LA, but it's Summer something. And we stopped there because like it also had summer in the name. And then he took a photo of an informational plaque about how that was like the home of spiritualism. Like all the people who communicated with ghosts were there.
Oh, that's so fun.
And so he was like, isn't that interesting, communicating with ghosts? Imagine that. And Rachel was like, yeah, that's funny. That's really great.
That's
Thanks.
really
Thanks, dear.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
For our audience who does not live in our minds, do you want to describe a little bit of what Rachel might look like?
Yes, absolutely. Rachel is played, of course, by the wonderful actress Autumn Westfield, whom everyone knows and is aware of. Autumn Westfield is played by the wonderful actress Rachel Nichols, who is an actual real person you can look up. But in case you don't care to, she has kind of long, almost reddish blonde hair, but like it's more toward blonde than red. There's just a hint of strawberry in there. She's got like green eyes. She's got very, she's got much better skin than you'd expect a 42-year-old to have, but that's because she's on TV. So, yeah, she looks like she has it handled, I would say. She just perpetually kind of has everything on lock. Yeah, she looks like probably she would go to a PTA meeting and like just quietly dominate. Like she's not going to like stand up and start screaming, but like she's just going to quietly take over.
In terms of phone tree position,
Yeah.
where does she fall?
Phone tree?
Phone tree.
Phone tree.
Yeah.
Very important hierarchy.
I think that she's not on top. She doesn't
Okay,
want to be on
okay.
top, but she's definitely like 2 levels down.
Got
She's
it.
like when you get down to when it's like 4 people, she's on that level, and they put her up on the next one, and she was like, "Greg, I can't. It's a lot of responsibility. I just can't do it." So they put her on the next level down.
What's a phone tree?
It was a method of communicating, I say, as I don't think that I was officially around when phone trees were happening, but it is a method of communicating where, like, to easily get to a bunch of people, you would, like, contact one person, and then that person would contact multiple people, and then they would contact
Oh,
multiple
I
Like a
I've
people
never
pyramid
heard
scheme
that.
in reverse, but for
Sure,
phone,
okay.
like calling people.
to, like, mobilize. There's a scene in Legally Blonde 2 where they use a phone tree. That's my major
Very
touch point.
I mean,
pre-internet.
I've seen that happen. I just didn't know it was
Yeah.
called that.
Right, yes. That is
Very
that is
pre-internet, and it
true.
was very important for safety. Back in the day.
Also, if you've ever seen Practical Magic, they also have a
So
phone tree scene in
educational.
there.
It's also like in the original show that this show is a sequel to, because that's part of the lore.
Oh
The
yeah, there's some meta lore.
Interesting.
The musical episode featured a song called Phone Tree, which I will endeavor to write as we play tonight. At the end of the evening.
Wow. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed. But yes, so it is a lovely.
I love that you're educating the young folks about phone tree, though. And
Yeah.
like, you're like, I was like, you did some anthropology here.
I
Clearly.
did.
I did
Babe.
research.
I was like, I actually had to be on one, so hey, kids.
I mean, I know
Sometimes you
how
got to
it
use the
works.
phone.
I just didn't know that that's what. It's
Honestly, I've been
called.
trying to grab numbers as we hear about whatever's happening in the real world in the news about like the internet being taken out potentially by a solar storm or something. Have
Very
you not
well.
heard about this?
That's why we're the only thing on Twitch.
That's why we're having a very special episode.
Correct.
But yes, there
Coming to
is.
you live.
So I've
from
just
the
been
solar
collecting
apocalypse.
addresses and phone numbers. I don't know if the phones are necessarily going to work depending on what happens with the
Who knows?
phone system.
Oh,
But
man, if only any of us were invested in carrier pigeons. Say as if I was.
Yeah.
you seem like you
did.
are.
It does feel like a thing I would know how to
Yes.
do.
And, like
You
I have
told
swords
me
and
you
pigeons.
did
I would be
that.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my new username, swords.pigeons. I couldn't get the one without the dot because someone on Instagram already has it.
Damn it!
Fucking all right.
I want
Well.
a swords.pigeons account. I want to know what that is. What is it just pigeons with swords?
Pigeons and swords.
Mouse guard gone horribly wrong.
Oh man, tiny animal games.
It's that awful boyfriend.
But yes, it is a balmy. What fuck? Is it balmy in?
sticky, yeah.
Well, it is. It is.
Are we in,
if it's
are we in
summer.
like
It's
it the
early
summertime?
fall.
Oh,
It's
it's
Or
early
if it's early fall, then yeah, it could
it
be
could
nicer.
be like it
Little
could be like
crispy.
sort of that late summer thing you get when it's like
Alright.
suddenly it's October, but also like there's a week where everything's in the 80s. It could be like that.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
It's a balmy Thursday morning as you are getting ready for your day with the kiddos. Oh my god, it's Thursday. And Greg has galumphed downstairs, not for any other reason than he is in the middle of, he has his big book of info plackets, and he's like, hey, Rachel, sweetie, I'm trying to organize my info packets. I think someone's been through them. I can't find, I was trying to put in the ones from this vacation, and I decided to do a little, have a little memory walk back on some of our vacations, and he's, I'm noticing that our Winchester Mystery House trip is missing. Did you move it for some reason? Also, I think there is a PTA meeting tonight to talk about the homecoming boosters. He's just going on about his day and also trying to manage his immense hobby of organizing these with these photos with his info plackets. But yes, as you know, your husband also on the PTA. Just making. Are you going to the meeting tonight, or should I?
Let's go together and we can stop and have a little something at the Happy Cup. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be amazing. Oh, you're so smart. That would be amazing. Winchester Mystery House. Do you know where it is?
I don't know. I think that maybe one of the girls was doing a project, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I guess I might. You know what? I might have given it to Rowan. I think she's working on some history stuff.
Oh, okay.
As he brings it up, your youngest comes, also comes clattering down the stairs. No one knows how to walk downstairs like a normal person. Your youngest, Rowan, is 12. She looks so much like Greg. It's insane. It's one of those, you ever look at kids and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. She looks so much like Greg. down to they have the same glasses because she saw his and thought they were like she just wanted the exact same pair as soon as she found it. She needed them about a year ago, but she has her backpack over her shoulder. She has her stuff in one arm, and there is just the slightest chance of a collision. Because again, stairs are only so narrow. But obviously, Greg, having lived with these kids for now 12 years, has dodged out of the way just in time. And as he does so, the book he is holding just goes flying.
Oh, sweetheart.
Just so many papers, so many things. It is a casual morning in a sitcom household. Are you gonna? Did you want to help him? Or are you gonna?
I'm gonna help Greg in a different way, which is to say, Rowan, sweetheart, help your dad. Help him pick everything up, get it reassembled. Have you seen his Winchester Mystery House photos? By the way, Greg, I'm getting you coffee. And Greg, several years ago, let slip that what he really wanted most in the world was a World's Greatest Dad mug, and none of the kids had gotten him one. So for Christmas, Rachel got him a World's Greatest Greg mug, which she is currently pouring coffee into. So.
As Rowan sort of sullenly, like, I didn't, fine, starts helping the papers come back together, get reorganized. Greg graciously accepts his World's Greatest Greg mug, and he holds it up. Every time you give it to him, he does the like, it's me.
It's you, sweetheart.
I'm the World's Greatest Greg. And he goes into the kitchen. He heads into the kitchen to put it down before helping Rowan pick up things. No sign of your second kid. Of your middle child. Oh shit, you've got 3. No sign of the middle child. Where could she be? However, you do have 3 children.
Yes.
Where might your first child be?
My son Bastian is in one of 3 places. The first is in his bedroom downstairs. And if I shout downstairs and say, Bastian, you better get up here or the French toast will get cold, maybe he'll come up. The second could be that he could be staying at the college where he technically has a dorm room. I don't think he's stayed in it once this year, but like we pay for it. He has it. It's there. He can use it. The third is that I'm pretty sure he has some sort of romantic interest because there are some nights when he doesn't seem to be in either place. So I'm convinced he's with his romantic interest, who may or may not have a name, which I do not know.
Before you can even call down, someone does it for you. You hear Ivy, your middle child, 16, truly the child that, as you described, everything Rachel wanted to be. She's like one of those kids who, like, you look at them and you're like, you're gonna do great. I really hope you don't turn into an asshole. She's 16 though, so they're all kind of assholes. But she does the job for you. Bastian! And it is a holler. I didn't want to do it into the thing because Sloan has headphones on, but is the kind of 16-year-old holler that you can hear from the top of the house to the deep basement where Bastian does technically live when he's not in his dorm room. Where are you, by the way?
Bastian is at home because he has a hard time with his dorm room. He's had the same one all 4 years. He only technically lived in it for 1 year, but he sometimes goes back there. He has a roommate that he doesn't really want to see right now. So he's not really been in the dorm very often. He and that roommate, they're just not on great terms at the moment. So Bastian is now rudely being woken up. He's got late classes on Thursday. They start in the mid-afternoon, so he doesn't have to wake up super early. So he hates it when his sister does this.
You actually hear the continuation of that scream. If you're not going to use your dorm room, I'm going to move out and use it.
No, you can't do that, actually. That would be illegal.
And again, now Ivy has descended the staircase as 16-year-olds do. It's just not fair. I have to share a room with Rowan, but Bastian gets his own room, and he has a dorm.
We'll talk about it. Your father and I are going to try and figure something
Everyone
out.
else has their own room. Everyone else has their own car.
I have to
like-
share a room with your father.
That's because you guys like each other.
We two like each other. We love each other. And then she gives Greg a kiss just to disgust her children.
Absolutely. And Greg returns it. He is used to this by now. Again, Ivy is too cool for you. She's too cool for her whole family. And she is, shoot, what is Kurt Potts' favorite movie filmmaker? He made an entire game based on. She believes you guys are John Hughes poor.
Mm.
You know, where you can afford a house with a pool and a car, but obviously you're still poor. Yeah, so she's very upset that she's...
I just want to say someone's in the kitchen with Rachel.com is extremely successful. We do well. We can
it
afford
super
lots of
is.
things.
Sorry, John Hughes Poor is hilarious. Thank you so much. I'm dying over here about that. That's
No,
really, really
thanks.
funny. Because it's like you have this big house, but you have two of the kids in a room on their own. You probably have enough room in that house because it's probably big enough.
Oh,
Well, the
why
dad
do
has
the
an
girls still
office.
share a room?
Why do the girls still share a room? We actually,
What happened to Bastian's old room?
Bastian's
Crazy.
old room. I'm just gonna say that we
was a fire.
we moved Rowan into that room, and she didn't sleep for like the whole week she was there, and she wouldn't talk about why. And she was like, "I need to sleep in the same room as Ivy. It just has to be." And so Ivy acquiesced. Ivy has never been happy about this, but it's literally that like Rowan on her own in a room, not good. Bad things happen. Greg and I are legitimately worried about what happens when Ivy goes to school and
Yeah.
Rowan's all alone, because like in the dark, Rowan doesn't do so
I
great.
love it. And in
Was it
fairness,
her
I
or
think
was it the room?
I think Ivy doesn't hate it as much as Susan, because the other room is still used. I know a couple sorority houses that do that, which is how you've been able to kind of move her into the comfort of it, which is, well, you have your sleeping porch where it's just cool, dark, and quiet, and you guys can sleep in here, and it's only for sleep. And then you can have your day room, and that is the day room where they can have their own they can do their own thing. Because the house is fairly large, as we've established. Do you want to describe your house, shall I, as we start to pull out?
No, I'm happy to. But if I get something wrong, let me know.
I would never negate your truth.
Okay. Well, it's in the sky. It's not on the ground.
Okay, well, hold on.
No, it's been standing since. It's a pre-Revolutionary War house. It was built in the late 1760s. It was built by Quakers. It was built to be like basically a meeting house with like additional add-ons. It was originally just one story. It's now three. People have kept adding on to it over the years. In the pre-Civil War era, it was a stop on the Underground Railroad. So there's like tunnels and stuff underneath that nobody quite knows where they go. It's the top floor is kind of this like half-finished attic area that Rachel and Greg are always going to turn into a thing. The middle story is the rooms where everybody lives, so on and so forth. And then on the ground floor here is the kitchen and the living area, and so on and so forth. And that's also where the corner office, where someone's in the kitchen with Rachel, the magic happens, is there. And then you go down the stairs into the basement, and that is where you find Bastian's room, and also the entryway to the tunnels, and also an oubliette, which we don't really talk about.
Obviously, Greg named the oubliette. He thought it was hilarious, but it is very strange that you have just a pocket in the house that is a little
It's
hard.
like a junk drawer, but a closet. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We got
Yeah.
stuff in there. We keep stuff in there. It's fine. It's good.
Fine.
But
You
yes,
know what I keep in there is my feelings.
a wonderful space. But yes, Ivy, obviously, again, she's a teenager. She's full of she's also got big feelings, and she's just starting to grow into them. And of course, cannot handle the idea that she has to share a room with her sister. Though she kind of knows why. And B, does not have her own car, and therefore it is somebody's job to drive them to school. And someone has a late morning. Speaking of, we've already established you have been awoken by the shrill dulcet tones of your younger sister. What is a morning like for Bastian?
Bastian is not a morning person. Bastian hates mornings, so this is not. He does love French toast, though. So that often gets him out of bed. Bread.
Bread.
Out of
Brad gets him out of bed?
Yeah.
And also,
Brad
can you
gets him out of
describe
bed.
Bastian?
Bastian is about 5'5". He has blonde, curlyish hair, piercing blue eyes. He's always wearing long sleeves. You never see him not wearing long sleeves. He is always wearing like a hoodie, or he's usually got that like jean jacket hoodie combo. That's and then
Tell us more.
This 30-year-old who's playing, 18?
he likes his skinny jeans, his Converse, or his Docs. He's a little scene kid. He's a little emo boy. He also has the baggy sweaters sometimes that like have little rips in them. Like, he's just a little emo boy.
I'm in love with him already.
For his mornings, he does not like them. He hates them. But thankfully, there is also a bathroom in this basement, so he can take as much time as he needs.
Oh,
Sometimes.
and you remember before it got refurbished?
Yeah.
And it was 2 girls, 1 boy.
One bathroom.
And for the kids,
For some reason.
before you moved out of the
Yep.
into the basement?
Yep.
Yeah.
So now he's getting up, and he normally likes to kind of ease into his day, but his sister has rudely awakened him, and he knows he's probably got to help get him to school or something.
Now, Rachel did ask you tell you yesterday that your sisters needed a ride to school. Whether you remember that?
He forgot he was up till 3 a.m.
Okay.
doing music.
Okay.
God.
If Bastian gets a car, why don't I get a car?
Ivy, sweetheart, if you got a car, you would never come home.
And then at this, Rowan sort of has finished gathering the things like, you wouldn't? And Ivy just looks at her and like, gosh. He's not too hardcore for her.
Ivy,
Very
your 17th birthday's coming up. Maybe your father and I can have a conversation. Can't we, Greg?
Greg, mid-sip of coffee, doesn't spit it out, but there is a moment where it's a little touch and go there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can go. We can talk about something.
We have conversations all the time.
We have many conversations. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have a conversation about that.
We had a very good conversation last night. Oh,
Oh,
God,
yeah.
not that. Girls.
Bastian downstairs cringes
Yeah.
physically. He doesn't know
The
why.
cringe reaches all the way to the college. But yeah, the girls are getting settled. They're having their breakfast. They're waiting on their brother to take them to school.
He's like splashing water on his face, brushing his teeth, like doing the very quick, like just putting on clothes, trying to get ready as fast as possible.
It's black. You have to smell each one just to tell what's clean and what's dirty, because otherwise
He's actually no, he's a very clean boy.
Oh, hey.
He's got a skincare routine.
Okay.
He is a trans boy. Like
Okay.
he's got some hygiene.
Listen, I'm a cis woman and I don't have a skincare routine, so excuse you.
He's got his little it's all lined up in his bathroom, so he knows how to pick it really quickly. And he has his clean clothes hamper and dirty clothes hamper, so that
Heck
he
yeah.
doesn't have to think about folding. Which is just a smart
ADHD
idea.
hack, by the way.
ADHD hack. So no, he's like very quick. Like, all right. So he's running up the stairs of the basement.
And you catch mid, like you've moved at as faster rate as anyone can expect you to have moved after being rudely awoken, but it is just enough time.
He's hopping up the stair, putting on one boot.
Yeah, it is just enough time because again, your little sister, because she remembers the time it was just the two of you, kind of. How far apart are you?
I'm 21.
You're
About
21
5
and she's
years,
16,
so-
so it's about 5 years.
Yeah.
She does kind of remember time it was just two of you, barely, but and she's like, well, Bastian's my brother. But you do catch the end, so that means that she gets to pick on you the most. You do catch the end of the like, well, maybe if Bastian can't get me to school on time, maybe I could take over the driving to school responsibilities. She's really pushing on this car thing. It's not been a new thing. You think maybe someone at school might have brought up the car thing first. But yes, otherwise, she's just she's got a lot of feelings. But yeah, you make it up the
Bastian
stairs.
comes up, a plate of French toast. It's just sort of just sort of idly shuffled.
Does it have
his way.
strawberries?
Yes, of course. It always has strawberries, and it has my secret ingredient.
What is the secret ingredient?
It's love.
Oh God.
I thought you were
No,
going to say
it's, no, it's coriander, actually.
And an inside joke on Someone's in the Kitchen with Rachel, I am sure. The secret is love and coriander. But
that is on a shirt, 100%.
oh, it's secret
love and coriander.
Well, and the Shed and Back does have
merch.
Yeah, the Shed and Back does have the Someone's in the Kitchen with Rachel merch, as well as your like writing office, right?
Are you mass producing world's best Greg mugs?
Oh, of course.
And that's the thing is like even on the blog,
like,
he is the
pops
world's
in.
best Greg.
Yeah.
But yes, but honestly, it's a morning. It is it is as much as we can idyllic bliss as far as one can have in a house with 3 active kids who are all going to various schools and also like full
Bastian
of
is the
hormones.
most disheveled. He's like running over trying to get coffee. Like,
I realize that we have other characters we need to
I
get
know,
involved,
I'm
but
about
can
to-
we just continue playing me being an effective mom? Can we just do
Yeah,
that for a
like,
while?
what
Can
if-
that just be our session tonight?
I'm so tempted.
I'm down to watch.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I'm so tempted to do the Disney Channel thing where like they somehow have the time to have whole conversations before breakfast, have the side character come in and be like, "Hey, we go to school together," and then they go to school and it's like, how did you have a full breakfast, do like your homework and also all this, and then you make it to school on time? What the fuck?
I'm convinced that they all wake up like 3 to 4 hours before they have to be anywhere,
Yeah, and,
and that's like they actually get out of bed on time.
Rachel
yeah,
gets up
that's
at 5:30 and goes to bed at 1. So that's a thing.
don't
that-
imagine
Lord.
what part of your background would require you to have that, like, be able to.
She's
work on that
very
sleeping
good
schedule.
at just like not really sleeping and working at night, and like if she needs to go 24 hours, she can. She's never like it's always been the case. It's not a thing that's a problem. It's not weird at all.
It's not weird at all.
Yeah.
However,
Suspect.
the day progresses and the morning does progress. Everyone does finish their food, finish their homework, and pile into Bastian's car. What kind of car do you drive?
It is like a 1999 Honda Civic.
Fuck
Excellent. Perfect. No notes. They all pile into the 99 Honda Civic, and as the little car winds down, and Clara plays with her little toys, winds down the long road, because we did establish that your home has
It's
a
at the
long
top of the
driveway.
hill. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, John, he's poor. We pull out, we pan out, and we move slightly, and we pan back in to Summerfield University. Is that what I called it? Who knows? I
Yes,
think I gave it a okay.
it was Summerfield.
There
We
was
ended
a
up
name.
going with Summerfield University.
Summerfield University, a local college, a local university, a private university, with a healthy scholarship fund, just because it's important to me. In Old Town Summerfield, it is. Oh, I did give it a name, and I've gotten rid of it since then.
Yeah.
We had changed it.
We changed it. I changed it. In Old Town Summerfield, as all these cities do, they do get when they expand, they do expand outward, and the old buildings that were originally built do get the same tender, loving care, but often end up in the more urban centers of the of places. However, again, Summerfield University, a building also much like the Goodnow house, built around the time of the Revolution, refurbished later. So has some of those old East Coast brick style. It could have been colonial, but it has been remodeled since then. It's almost like they're trying for Ivy League. They didn't quite get there.
Mm-hmm.
Budget didn't allow it because Vancouver just didn't have anything that we could shoot, and anything close enough. However, it's sprawling. It has a the word I came up with is thick, and that doesn't seem correct.
Thick is good. Let's
A
start there.
thick and thriving linguistics department.
Fucking incredible. I think that's great.
I'm so stressed.
Here at Summerfield University, our linguistics department is thick and thriving.
It's almost like you watched the commercial for it. The aggressively diverse commercial with smiling kids. But yes, Summerfield University, where all over on crawling plant, I don't want to say ivy because it's not always ivy, crawling plant sprawled brick buildings, you can see posters for the homecoming game. They still have a football team. They're not very good, but what they lack in size, speed, or talent, they do make up for in heart. What is the mascot for Summerfield University?
Oh, the mascot for Summerfield University is the moth.
The Summerfield Moths.
The
The
moth.
Moths.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do have a legally distinct from Mothman mascot doing the running man in the quad.
He's like this a lot.
He
That's
does
me
the-
flapping my wings for those who are
Yeah,
listening.
doing the flapping
Yes.
Mhm.
man. It is a weirdly furry.
We're like, ooh, bring your lights out. Ooh, bring your lights out. And then like the moths come out, like to follow him. That's like one of the cheers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like a unitard. The mascot is like a unitard thing. It has like the big furry wings and like the big antenna, and he has these big glasses on, like round
Yes,
spectacle
like
glasses,
bug-eye glasses, yes.
that are because again legally distinct from Mothman, green, big old green glasses, and otherwise he's kind of gray. But there's like mylar in his like the arm cuffs.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
the lights, when the lights hit him on the field.
Yeah, he sparkles a
Yep.
little. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Listen,
And
again.
everyone brings up their lighters, you know what I mean? They want to
Yeah.
be like, ooh, bring your lights out.
and like
It's really a fire hazard.
it's
Truly. But,
to be honest, a couple years ago during the homecoming game, everyone still talks about it. Because this is this place has a lot of heart. But yeah, the moth did catch fire during a pyrotechnics attempt.
ooh, oops.
And he's fine. He is absolutely fine. But if you look at the back of the moth costume,
It's a little singed.
he has like a little moth butt, and it is a little melted.
Just a little.
It's a little
melted.
moth butt.
So he's got like a little tie-on moth
You know how
butt.
moths famously have butts. That,
They're thick at the back.
One of
They
the
are.
things people all know.
Tell me more about the thick in the back.
They have fat little bodies, and they're very cute. Moth fan. Over
Fun
here.
fact, I am
love
disgusted
moths.
by
This is
moths
just
usually, but this is amazing.
They're so cute. They're so fuzzy.
They're
I
so
don't
fuzzy.
I love the idea of moths. I do not want them anywhere near me in real life. It's so gross.
Fair.
But yes, I don't
It's
know
a lot of
why.
legs.
It's that and butterflies that just freak me out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, it's a weird Clara
I mean,
fact. We
butterflies
had a
are
Greg fact and we have a
freaky.
Clara fact.
I love them, but they are freaky.
Listen, you can love them enough for both of us.
No, but I admit
Yeah,
why.
they are freaky as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't like little dusty things.
Little Dusty Things is
Little
a good
Dusty
indie
Things.
band name.
His name was Dusty. It did get renamed to Smokey after the incident.
Oh.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you, chat. But yes, and he is honestly, it's like 8 a.m. and this guy is going, and you have to wonder how much they pay this mascot guy, this guy to be the mascot, because no one has that much pep in their heart, and yet he perseveres. Otherwise, we follow streams of students moving to and from their first classes. Everyone knows language classes have to happen. Foreign language classes you have to have every day, or else you will fall out of it. But in the linguistics department, which is not foreign language, we find, getting ready for maybe their first class of the day, our friend Logan. Teri, please describe your character and what her morning is like. I know we've skipped a little bit ahead of her wake up. But I
Which
think we're doing
pronouns
it.
does
Zers.
Oh, I'm
Zers
so
morning.
sorry,
That's
yes.
okay. That's more than we're in it. Hi guys. Welcome to chat. No. I'm getting ready for my lesson plans. I'm Logan Julian. I am 25. I am a teacher's assistant at the school. I'm doing my graduate work. And working here to be a professor of linguistic anthropology.
Oh, you're going for a doctorate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My condolences.
Why? What do you mean?
So much extra work.
But then I get to be called doctor. Like,
That's true. You'll be Dr.
Dr.
Julian.
that's what I'm talking about.
2 first names.
So we love it. So I've been working really hard and trying to figure out what my dissertation's about. Not quite sure yet. I'm also 5'5". I'll be 5'5" as well because I like that height. because it's not my real life height.
Rachel's also 5'5".
Yeah.
This is
I
great.
think Bastian's the shortest character I've ever played.
Everyone in this, all the characters in this show are short.
Everyone in Summerfield is 5'5".
Everyone in Summerfield is 5'5".
Strangely, that is just it.
It's
Yeah.
normal.
We're
And
very average.
But here's the thing, like, all the sets are built so everyone looks about 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, sports perspective all over the place. I love this.
And like, obviously, Bastian wears lifts in his shoes.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Obviously.
Yes, and
Isn't this a CW show?
yeah.
It's a CW show.
Oh,
Everyone's
yeah.
in lift.
Oh yeah. Amazing. So yeah, so I what am I? Oh, I'm African American, aka Black, depending where you are in the world. And I don't know. It sounded right. Yeah, I feel like what I'm wearing today is kind of, I feel like that'll go with it.
Are you the goth TA crush then? Okay.
Oh my god.
That everyone has?
Yeah, your advisor, Dr. Amati, is like, he has never understood why your attendance is better than the classes he teaches.
People want to come to my section.
Oh
like,
god, that's funny.
but he's thrilled. He loves that everyone wants to learn. What is your first class of the day that you're teaching?
Oh my gosh.
It's a GE, not GE, but it's like an intro.
Oh yeah, like it's got to be an undergrad. Like it's like definitely like intro to like linguistics or something. Do you know what I mean though?
Intro
So-
to the study of linguistics.
Yes,
Yeah.
where it's just like one of those where it's like, okay, I'm gonna spoon feed these children about,
It's the
language.
the 101 course.
Absolutely. It's like pre-101. Do you know what I mean though? It's like
It's,
pre.
it's
take
the
it as-
Gen Ed
The
course.
general
Yes.
education linguistics course.
Yes.
You can take it as an elective because you
Yeah.
do have to have like Summerfield University wants their students to be well rounded, and
Yeah.
therefore like everyone has to. Oh no! I just unlocked something in Sloan.
They're
gonna
well
be
rounded
okay.
and
I'm
thick
fine, I'm
and
fine.
thriving.
Well, the
You come on.
PTSD. I just felt that so hard.
Yes. Oh god, I've heard that phrase too many times.
But yes, they do require a hefty amount of electives, and they do require a hefty amount. Everyone does have to take like a form,
Absolutely.
several like language, linguistics, writing, etc., etc. And you can't AP test out of them.
No.
2 semester 4 in language requirement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baseline.
Yep.
Yeah, baseline. Great chance to learn ancient Greek if you'd like to, though.
Absolutely. I actually go over a lot of the different alphabets, from,
yes.
different
Love that.
countries and, between Cyrillic and doing Greek and all that kind of stuff, just intros too.
Excellent.
Just looking at a little etymology and history of languages as well. So for the kids.
For the kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, your freshman class, man.
I have a
kid-
couple of people who are a little older who are still needing to get their electives done as well in the class.
Oh,
which
absolutely.
happens.
It is still an 8 a.m. class.
Yep.
And anyone who takes a class in a university at 8 a.m., like either they are morning people or it was the last class that was available. And there was no middle ground, as half of your class is here and ready to learn, and the other half has slumped
Regrets?
into the room.
I've definitely had some students bring me coffee. They know my order.
Oh my
What's your order?
god. Wow.
You know when
Yeah.
you got it good like that.
Here with your
I have a matcha green tea.
Shit.
You are a 90s witch.
What's the best coffee shop in Summerfield?
Good question.
I forgot to write down the one you
What's
wrote.
the cup? What was it?
The Happy Cup?
The Happy Cup is a diner, but maybe they also have the best coffee.
They
So-
could
You have coffee to go as well. I feel like that would be a fun little, like they have their little coffee counter in the morning as well.
Why am I making a comment
Happy
on my
cup.
own notes? I'm
I like
okay.
it.
I don't know. I have to give myself editing access to my own document. We'll figure it out later.
We love it.
Interesting. Are you accessing it from a different Gmail account?
No idea. We'll
There's
find out later.
There's 2 P's in cup, by the way. It was started by the Widow Cup in the year 1932.
The Widow Cup?
The Widow Cup.
In 1932.
Yeah.
It is a
love the
staple
Widow
of
Cup.
Summerfield.
What is
The
the Widow Cup? Is in like
There's a woman
there
who
was
was a
an-
widow
Oh,
who's,
well,
yeah,
got it,
they
got it,
called
got it,
her the
got it.
old Widow Cup. And,
Yeah.
I
It
thought
was
that
actually
it
one of the first 24-hour diners in, she claims it was one of the first, or she claimed it was one of the first 24-hour diners in America at the time because it was opened in 1942?
It opened in 1932.
32.
She was a 29-year-old widow. Her husband, who had given her one child, had died in World War I. And she had lived off of the government's charity for since that time. And then in the 1930s, of course, it was the Depression. And she said, I can feed those boys. I can bring them food and make them happy. And that was when she started the Happy Cup, CUPP, with her one and only child, Agatha Cup, who still runs the Happy Cup. Now, even though
Jesus.
she is in her, she's almost 100, but she still comes in every day. She doesn't run it anymore. So,
She does claim it is the coffee that keeps her
Yeah.
young.
Yeah. So,
Or maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Agatha Cup, another staple in the room. But yes, the Happy Cup, one of the
Yeah.
first 24-hour diners. Also a 24-hour diner because obviously the original Widow Cup just really didn't want to be alone, so she kept it open for other people.
in the original series, Rachel had a job there. Like,
My goodness.
I don't know what I'm doing over here. I'm sorry.
No, I love
Don't
it.
ever apologize. I'm obsessed.
It's the, like, I'm tracking in my mind both the lore of our world and also the lore of the meta story of our previous show.
Oh yeah, and my
I-
character was originally played by.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on, I've had a name.
Oh my god, your character was in the original show?
No, I mean no. I'm played by now. Sorry, I'm played by
Honestly-
now. Sailor True.
Oh, excellent.
Is the actor's name. Mhm.
So for our listeners, so that this joke can stay, because this is
A
my
cousin
show,
of Rachel
not
True.
yours. It simply, I pitched this game to my players as a show, like an early '90s show, like a late '90s show, and we have kind of run with it. Where this is the Netflix.
Yeah,
Schmetflix.
exactly. Schmetflix.
Netflix.
This is our Schmetflix reboot of the original early 2000s, late 90s show. So if you hear us refer to the original show, that is what we are talking about. Think of us as the Fuller House of a thing that never existed.
And Schmetflix pays all its writers residuals, which is very nice of them.
It was
It's very nice of them.
Because when we all thrive, we all succeed.
Exactly.
But yes. But yeah, Agatha Cup's still hanging out at the Happy Cup even now. You'll see her later.
Yeah.
However, one of your last students has slurped in. I don't know where I'm coming up with
Slurped straight.
verbs, but has slurped in and in proper tribute has brought you your venti matcha latte. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
venti matcha latte. Before you start your lesson. For the day. I'm not going to make you teach your lesson.
Oh,
but-
I'm ready to. I mean, hold on.
Go for it.
All right, kids. So, thank you all. I know I can't stop calling them kids,
Honestly,
even though we're like 3 years apart,
Right.
4 years apart. I love that.
honestly, there is a woman in the back, and she's just coming back to college, going back to college after having a life shifting moment, and she loves that you call her kids.
She's like, oh, I'm one of the kids.
Oh.
Yes, you too. Yes, you too, Sarah. All right. So,
Sarah.
oh yeah. So this week we're gonna dive into the exciting world of Cyrillic. You ready?
Excellent.
Okay. So there's some sounds that are really hard to say, but they're kind of fun. One of my favorite sounds is "loogie." It is in a lot of words in Cyrillic. It looks like this. It's like a B next to an L. It looks like pounds, but reverse. So you know how we would abbreviate pounds in America with LB? This is BL. Okay? So can you go with me?
And the whole
It's in the
whole
back of
class
the
is
throat.
trying real hard. If you ever
Almost like you're
learned-
gonna like, yeah, I got but
and
not really.
Almost like you're gonna like what?
the
Gag a little bit.
yeah
I'm gonna gag him a bit.
the
I want Teri as my teacher.
yeah the whole half like at least let's be honest, a third of the class that's not generous enough, at least half the class is like, sorry, do that again. And and the other half of the class is like they're all genuinely trying, but it's like it's again listening to English first language English speakers try to learn
It
a
is
tonal language for the first
One
time.
of the hardest sounds to make
Yeah.
in the language, but it's a lot of fun once you get it.
Listen, I grew up listening to Hebrew. I've watched people try to do the CH sound.
Mhm.
But yes, so you have a whole class of people just sort of gagging on their own tongues.
Yes.
As
gorgeous chorus.
this gorgeous chorus of like,
Ooh. Now you're gonna find that actually in like the when you say two, so like in the like possessive or whatever, like yours two it's the, and so it's actually you have to use that sound as part of it.
I have no idea if you are lying to me as the GM right now.
No,
I
it's
don't
all
know
true.
anything.
Tara's on the right track.
I
Wait, just
studied
slow down.
Russian. Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah. And it is one of the hardest sounds to make because it's in a lot of really regular words.
My tiny mind is blown. This is amazing.
We can get into conjugations and I can bring more stuff too. My first I was like, oh my God. No, my first college credit was actually learning the Greek alphabet when I was like 11.
Oh my
So
gosh.
You were 11?
yeah.
11?
My friend's dad came and taught us like and so he in
Holy
one of my
shit,
my
Teri,
classes in
wow.
like middle school.
Holy
That's
fuck.
tight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm
I'm happy to play with. I know they're like, yeah, I can play with linguistics. We're ready. I got lessons for days.
Today
Let's do
is
it.
full of facts. I'm dying.
Tara's full of facts.
However, as
Like,
we,
what?
oh my god. So yeah,
Never got to the plot. What if we just did mom stuff? And
How do you
went
know we
there
haven't
and
been
did
In terms
That's
of
the
plot,
plot, yeah.
we have already revealed so many little Chekhov's guns. This
Yes.
is part of the plot.
this is a veritable armory of
No,
Very
I could do
important.
an Agatha Cup standalone episode.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
we
I'm
could do a
obsessed with
bottle
her
episode
already.
in the Happy Cup. Listen, we've again a veritable armory of Chekhov's Nerf guns. But as
So yeah. Oh yeah. And so Sailor True, just a little bit. I know I was like leaning over, but Sailor True, the actor who's playing this role in the show, is as cousins with Rachel True, who is who's the Black Witch from The Craft. So just a little bit of family
oh my god,
casting, just so you know. Okay.
amazing. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it,
a
love
little
it,
fun
love it.
fact for y'all. A little Easter egg.
Forgot I was
Also,
Aiden Bryce. I was like, what
she
was my
was-
actor's name?
Mhm.
Yeah. Also, fully that character got shafted.
Calling on the power of Manon. That's why we're doing a little bit of
Oh, absolutely.
retribution.
Absolutely. But yeah, you have a whole first year class. It is, I want to say, no later than 8:30 in the morning, fully choking on their tongues as they try to pronounce this.
It's beautiful.
As so, and the camera pans out the open door, and we get into the hallway. Last year, I'm like,
Yes.
I want to introduce Sloan's character.
Oh my god, I'm already.
What time is it? In the morning? 8:30, you said?
Mhm.
It's like 8:30. Are
Okay,
you even
okay.
awake? Are you at work?
Oh, well, Michael
Do
doesn't
you
sleep.
That's true. Michael doesn't sleep.
Michael doesn't sleep. So she's got like a whole. She's got stuff she does in the midnight hours while it's dark outside that she takes care of, but probably has to report to work pretty early because you gotta like get everything cleaned up and ready to go for when folks enter campus. So she was probably working at like 6 a.m. maybe.
All right.
And it does sort of like pan out into the hallway, and it's just like very long. This might be one of the buildings that's more of like, it didn't quite make it to the Ivy stuff, so instead of wood paneling, it's like linoleum mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cinder block walls and stuff
Yeah.
too. Like it's not cute.
White painted cinder block with
It-
linoleum floors.
It was built because the university expanded, and as the look at Emily. So,
I saw where the camera was. I saw where the camera was. I keep thinking the microphone is the camera, but it's not. So I keep looking at no, the camera's right there.
if you're listening, if you go to this time code, Emily's being super cute. But yes, much like the city of town, I keep saying city town. I'm going to switch between those constantly. Much like the town of Summerfield, the University of Summerfield is also kind of expanded, much like a person.
Yeah.
Like grown much like a person, where they grew at a normal rate, and then they like exploded a little bit.
yeah,
With
and they exploded in like the 70s.
I was gonna say all
Yeah.
the schools in the 70s
Yeah.
that have the ugliest buildings now.
Yes, I have a deep place in my heart for the non-Euclidean architecture of
I'm kind of obsessed with it
buildings that
now,
grew
but
in
I
the
just
70s.
feel like it's so ugly, but I kind of love it.
I went
Yes.
to this college.
Oh.
Yes, I went to this college.
I think we all did.
I think we all did. It was designed. It's specifically the linguistics building, designed by three different architects at three different times. None of which who respected each other's plans. And if you know what that university is, the school is that I'm citing that has a building like that, you can let me know. Literally,
All of them.
there is no for you, Sloan, and for you, Teri, for you guys to know, the linguistics building does not have a stairway to the second floor. It has a stairway to the third. The first floor just gradually becomes the second.
What?
Yeah, it's built on a slant.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing the
A
vision.
real building I had
Very
to
interesting.
venture to. Again, no regard for each other's plans.
Got it.
Because it was the 70s and everyone was on coke and thought they could rule the world as architects.
Sure. Yeah. But
yes.
Michael, it's like the camera pans outward out of the classroom into this empty hallway, and then a door kind of like opens, and Michael is backing out of the women's restroom with one of those big wheelie trash cans, with like the little side attachment that has all the cleaning supplies in it. She is wearing her jumpsuit that she wears to go clean, uniform of the university. She's got backwards hat on. She is 6 foot even. Very sort of
Giant.
That's like 7 feet tall on this show. You can't do that.
sorry.
You're totally
the-
right.
You're the
love
Jared
it.
Padalecki making us all look really short.
Yeah.
It's like how you know Crocodile Dundee's not from New York because he's like in his like leather clothes and we just know you're not from here because you're over 5'5".
Tall as hell.
Tall as hell.
Tall as hell.
Uh,
She is willowy. She has very long, wavy, curly, red hair. Wears it typically like in braids or a ponytail or just down with a backwards cap on. Converse Chucks usually. And she's got headphones on and it's attached to a Walkman that is strapped to her belt. And she is just grooving in the middle of this hallway, backing out of the...
Wait, is it a cassette or a CD one? Like,
It is a CD.
Is that a
Ooh,
Yeah.
Discman.
does it
Just
have
yeah.
anti-skip?
Probably not.
Oh, that's the yellow one.
The anti-skip technology, no? All right.
Okay.
However, I have to ask, what are you grooving to?
Well, okay, here's the thing, is that it could be, I feel like through all of these introductions, there has been like a very specific soundtrack that's playing. It's very Buffy. It's all the 90s hits. I think that they have been influenced by Logan because Logan was probably the first person to show them music from Earth, like the concept of music. So I don't know if you have any ideas of what Z would be like into showing her.
I would definitely be like, oh my God, this is about to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And like hand over to you. What? Oh no.
I'm having
Everyone's
manic flashbacks.
I'm loving it.
freaking out. I love this. I was like, the pressure.
No problem.
I'm
like,
loving everything.
this will change your life. And it's the cure.
Oh my god, yes.
Cure.
I was like, this will cure everything.
Fuck yes.
And then I hand you like the Galore, which is their greatest hits album. Here
Amazing.
you go.
I'm obsessed with this.
So she is likely listening to The Cure. I think she started to develop a larger and larger like collection of discs, because part of her like nightly routine is she will go dumpster diving, to especially around the like food halls, because she'll go and like retrieve some of the non-rotted food to like distribute amongst folks. And whenever there's like move out or move in days, people are just throwing shit everywhere. Like at the end of every semester, people are throwing stuff out. And so she'll like just keep these discs that she finds.
Well, okay, so we know you're not from around here.
Yes.
I don't know how much we're going to bear the lead on where you're actually from.
We do not have to.
We do not
We
have
don't have
to.
to at all.
So-
Michael is an extra dimensional being called an angel. She is, would you like to describe where she comes from?
It's a little complicated. Logan, if you would help me just a little bit with some of it. How do I describe this? Actually, we can do it in game. We can do it in character.
Sure.
As you're backing it up with your Walkman, you actually get. Oh my God, I can look this up. The lead singer of The Cure is
Robert Smith.
Robert Smith.
Robert Smith. Thank you. In Robert Smith's voice, you hear. You hear first. There's like a little bit of like radio interference, which you're used to. As then in Robert Smith's dulcet tones, you hear a message, and it is your boss, kind of boss adjacent, I guess. Siphiel but rather it is your boss's assistant, Dinmity, who you've interacted with before, and you just get the quick little call. You in again the dulcet tones, almost as if it was blended into the music perfectly. Check in, Michael.
Yeah. Hold on. She's gonna duck into a little closet if she can find or actually, she can wheel the stuff to the side of the room, and then she like disappears, and it smash cuts to the inside of a closet where she reappears again in like a blinding little dissolve of light.
I was going to say, there's always an empty closet or an empty classroom
There's always
conveniently located.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you hear, and you just hear, and again,
This
and
is Michael.
temp agency check in. We just wanted to let you know that, and because you are in your little closet space now, the music has cut out. It's still like going in the background kind of, so it does sound like on the other line, Dinwiddie is like is also listening to it. But this is not Dinwiddie's voice. I'll get to it. I'll figure it out later. We just wanted to check in with you. We're noticing a little bit of fade activity, but we're actually not sure what's going on. We just wanted you to be aware in case anything happened. As you know, you're here for you were brought here for a reason. But yeah, we just wanted to let you know if anything was on its way.
Oh, do you know where it is?
Absolutely not. That's not how this thing works.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I will be on the lookout for that, and I will handle it.
Because as you know, Summerfield is a little supernaturally heavy,
Yes.
which means that things sometimes happen because things have already happened, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it's not that Dinwiddie's trying to deny you any information. It is more that it is so... She says it's the GM. It is more that the space is... that it's there's too much...
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot there.
There is so much resonant
And
energy
you are-
that it's like trying to look at a bunch of blinding lights.
Exactly.
It's
and you're
impossible to pinpoint.
literally outside
Yeah.
the classroom of a witch.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
you hear again, and Dimmy kind of continues. If you weren't working at the university, I may be able to get a better look. But to be honest, Summerfield is terrible. It's so hard to pay attention, and everything's just so loud.
No, I totally get it. Hey, no problem. I will, I have to finish this shift, but then I can look for it, and I'll be on the lookout for it in case it's, like, in a bathroom or something.
I mean, it could be anything. You know how these jobs are. These jobs can be. It could be.
Yes, I've definitely done this before a lot.
Someone could have lost a dog, which eventually will cause the apocalypse. We never know. We never quite know what's going on.
That would be wild if a dog caused the apocalypse.
I didn't say anything. And
Okay.
the phone and the connection goes dead.
It's just Roger Smith's voice again.
And
but in
just
the normal
Roger Smith's
lyrics.
voice again, the normal lyrics. The music has somehow been on a loop in
Yeah.
the background, just
Yeah.
very quietly. And you get to resume your music just fine. Are you going to come out of the closet there?
Yeah. If I was able to just step into a closet, I will
Just
step
leaving
back
you
out
in a
again.
closet with the Smith.
Fully.
With the Cure, sorry.
And just like steps back out again into the hallway and looks around and then continues to wheel their little cart along, but is gonna like be on a swivel and be checking out sort of like little corners and checking out people in the hallway.
And as you're going through, there are people going to their other classes and stuff, people getting into for the day. And like you get the nod from everyone. You are a staple at Summerfield University. How long have you been working here?
I don't know. I feel like she's a pretty recent addition, but recent could be very wishy-washy. I'm not so sure.
And to be honest, no one remembers hiring you, but you are our best employee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, you can go about your daily routine as you like continue going from the second floor to the first floor without ever taking a set of stairs.
Weird. It's very weird.
It's very weird. There's something sinister going on. Honestly, that's probably why your temp agency can't actually
Ramp. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense.
get a hold of you. Poorly designed. So is it magic or is it stupidity? We'll never know.
When she passes Logan's room, she will like in the window just sort of like put her face in and give a wave, and Logan may or may not be too into the lesson to actually see her there, but she waves anyway.
Oh, I see you. What's up?
But yeah. So yeah, no, it's just a nice normal day in Summerfield where everything's fine, nothing's ever gonna go wrong. What?
You sound very
That sounds very foreboding, and the fact that the name of the show is The World Ends Thursday. And what morning is it?
It's Thursday.
It doesn't end this Thursday. I can assure you of that. I've done the calculations. Now
Worried.
try this Ruglok.
I'm worried.
But yes, we're so I have my two parties separated. I get to do the fun of trying to introduce the plot in two separate locations at once.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no,
I
we
mean,
can
I
come
have
together.
to end up there.
We can
Oh,
come
no, we're
together.
good. I'm just trying to, I'm like, I don't want to bounce too far back and forth because although I really am enjoying our slice of
Just
life.
cut over to me every so often. I'll just talk about some mom stuff I'm doing. I don't have to be in the plot. I'm just so happy to be here. It's just like
Oh,
I mean, after dropping off them at school, I probably have to go back to my dorm to grab my homework and
I'll
stuff.
get us there, don't worry.
and
Got
I don't
reasons.
know if I knew that there was an issue on campus, would I reach out to Rachel?
You might. It's
Potentially.
up to you. Because here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen quite yet. We don't know if you're, we don't, oh my God, where'd my thing go? My thing just shut off completely. You've been given your information that just be on high alert. You are headed out to the quad where you give a nod to Smokey them off.
Mhm.
Only you
Again.
can prevent wild lights.
What's up, Singe Butt?
What up, Singe Butt? Rolling. And that is when you hear it. It is a loud. How do I describe it? I'm trying to bury it. I'm not going to. You hear the roar of a car engine. It's not that strange because, of course, we hear cars all the time. What is strange is the black tire marks that skid through the quad, barrel into the statue of your beloved Smokey, not our blessed Smokey himself. The statue knocks over as if it is again hit by something. The black tire marks skid and go flying down the main road, all the way out of your sight. Bastian, you're driving your sisters to school.
Yep.
Actually, you've dropped your sisters off at school.
Yeah.
You hear it coming. Again, the scream of car tires. You actually see ahead of you cars getting knocked out of the way by something completely unseen, barreling past you, barreling towards the high school because you've dropped off your older sister, your younger sister, middle sister. Oh my God. Blasting through, back the way you came. Rachel and Logan, I'm gonna have you roll just a little weird check for me. Actually, everyone can roll it, but I do want to hear from Rachel and Logan first.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Weird.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I can't
Okay,
find my
so
cheat
to be
sheet
clear,
because
it
of the-
is, we don't see a car,
You see
but we see
tire marks.
Tire marks
You
on
see
the ground.
things moving out of being
as
knocked
though
out
there
of the
was
way,
a car.
as though there might be a car.
Got it.
Might be. I don't know. It's a car.
Oh,
Nerd.
Nope.
That's fine.
okay.
That's not. Yep, no.
I did okay.
We did our first roll. I got there. I forgot I was playing a game.
I got a 6, which feels about right. So almost aware, not quite.
Not quite. That's about good.
I got a 5.
10.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Nice. I got a 3.
Sloan, sometimes weird shit happens.
That's weird.
Like, that's crazy.
I didn't just get a call about this or anything.
I will say, Smokey is terrified. Like everyone has stopped. This is crazy again. Smokey's, your friend Smokey is terrified. I'm sure you're just gonna spend the time.
Oh yeah.
Our 5 and 6, fucking weird, right? Crazy.
So I might want to call the high school and tell them to keep
Sometimes
an eye on that.
you sometimes just kind of think that things are happening, but I don't know that they actually are.
So you're also at home. Don't need to like.
I got my Enya in. I'm vlogging.
Orinoco flow is going.
She's making a video of all the recipes she lost because they were too bad, set to Orinoco Flow, or set to whatever that song was you were singing.
Yeah. Orinoco flow, sail away, sail away.
But yeah, so you're having a great time, but like you do get a like weird. But otherwise, like
It's fine. It's probably fine.
it's probably good.
Probably fine.
Same with you. Although you do see it, it is very much there. Something weird happened. No idea what that could be. And honestly, as the car starts to fade and the evidence of invisible thing starts to fade, but the evidence of a reckless driver has come down the road. It's starting to feel a little like it was just a reckless driver and you just weren't paying attention to what the actual car looked like.
It doesn't go towards the high school or anything, like at the high school.
Your weird was 5. It does feel like it continued on the way because you were just at the high school.
Yeah.
The way you went, if that
Okay.
makes sense. Logan,
Mm-hmm.
what does it feel like when something particularly supernatural comes upon you?
I get pretty cold.
You get cold.
Mm-hmm.
You are shot through almost with a pure shiver down your spine.
Oh.
Full butt clench, full jump.
Ooh.
Um,
I thought it was brain freeze at first, but from my little matcha
no.
freeze.
No,
But
it's
that's not it.
bad. Is there give me another sense that you sense the supernatural with beyond
yeah,
your,
sure.
touch?
I get a little my mouth gets a little dry. I get cold and my mouth gets a little dry. And then my hands get clammy.
And along with the dry mouth,
Mm-hmm.
you taste, along with the dry mouth and the clammy hands, you also taste it. It tastes like, deciding how weird I get. It tastes like leather.
Oh, okay.
It tastes like
Delicious.
exhaust,
Oh, that's not delicious.
like the way gasoline smells.
Uh-huh.
And it tastes like, it tastes like an herb. You're not sure what kind.
Mm. Okay.
Crazy.
Very interesting.
But yeah, something weird has happened. Something weird. And obviously you heard it. You did hear the car, but like you haven't seen the aftermath yet. And people who doubt their place in the universe drive loud cars all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So could be anything.
Right.
But yes, I'll let whoever wants to
So I
react
feel
to
that
this
I'm probably
stuff
going to
start
run
to react.
outside and be like, what's going on?
And a crowd has started to gather because someone has hit our beloved Smokey the Moth. Sorry. Dusty the Moth? What did I say his original name
It's
was?
okay.
It's
Well,
Smokey.
it was
It was
Dusty.
Dusty,
It was
yeah.
Dusty,
Then he
but
got a
now it's
cinch butt.
Smokey.
Someone has hit our beloved statue of Dusty the Moth.
Yeah.
The
Smokey has been vandalized.
Yeah, the head of the university does still refer to him as Dusty.
Oh, of course.
Everyone else says Smokey.
He doesn't win that war.
He does not win that war.
It's a meme.
But people have started to gather, and you're starting, and Sloan, you're actually starting to hear it too. Did you see the car that passed? Oh my gosh! Like, and everyone else is talking about it as if they'd seen a car because, like, well, you probably saw it too, to be honest. But you're not there yet. I was like, but you're not there.
I am probably helping the person who was out there breakdancing as the
Poor Mothman.
as the moth.
Did we agree if we have cell phones or not?
I'm gonna let you have cell phones. They are flip phones.
Oh, that's
Actually,
fine.
you know what? It's based on the fake time period I have established. It's like a no. It's like the sidekick.
Sidekick.
Oh.
Yeah. You can have a big screen, but it's got a little text bit.
I don't know if I have a phone yet.
Yeah, you might not have a phone.
Oh, I was just thinking because Bastian's first instinct would be to like contact the school to make sure things are okay at said high school.
I have an important question for you, Rachel. Does Ivy have a cell phone?
I would not call Ivy. I would call it school.
Oh, the actual school?
Yeah.
That's different then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's an important question. I'm glad that we answered it. Yes, Ivy has a cell phone.
Okay.
Rowan does not, but Rowan is agitating.
Okay.
They're organizing.
So there is also there's a contact the school and a text of you okay, and that's it to Ivy.
And then you're gonna call the school?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll start with you call the school. I have to roll, which is weird because
Yeah.
I just have to figure out like how it like people are gonna answer the phone when this weird shit happens.
I mean, I know what Bastian's gonna say because he was just like crazy driver.
Yeah. No one answers. Again,
Ooh.
no one answers the phone. It's not unnormal, but like you have the option to leave a message if you'd like. But otherwise,
He decides not to. He just makes sure that he just texts Ivy like making sure you're okay. Saw a crazy driver heading your direction.
okay.
And then when she sees Logan coming out, is going to flag Zers down and like wave from the quad.
Okay.
And if you come over, she's gonna be like, she is currently kind of like, I feel like just kind of rubbing the shoulders of the moth and making sure that they're good, and sort of leans away, tries to whisper, is very ineffective at whispering, but is like, I got a call from my boss. And then this happened. And points at the giant statue that just got rammed into.
Okay, but why would you?
In
Okay, the head of the
addition-
janitorial department called?
Not that boss. The other boss. My, like, boss?
I don't know. I don't know if we
Do
know
I
this.
know? Yeah. Do I know your mission?
Am I not allowed to tell people?
You can tell people. Will they believe you?
That's a good question. I think when Logan summoned her, they had a little bit of a moment where it was like appearing in a burst of light. I am Michael.
Hello.
I am Michael. I am here to assist you in your needs, which you have called me here for
Okay.
this ritual. I and then like had that first awkward encounter, and then perhaps as they were like doing the ritual, their first ritual together, she kind of mentioned like, I come from this organization, and like we
Okay.
do
Oh,
these
the big
things.
boss. Oh.
You
Boss,
did have
boss.
to do a performance review at some point, because technically Michael is you are Michael's client, if that makes sense.
They're like, quiet.
But like you
I'm
had
part
to,
of the staff that reviews.
Yeah, well, no, it's like when you get DoorDash and they ask you how your DoorDash was.
Yeah, you rate me out of 5 stars. They're literal stars too.
It's literal stars.
5 stars.
Yes. Literally, I worked so hard to make it say temp.
It's
I messed
really
it.
good. Yes. I can say it out loud because I have it written down.
Yes.
She works for the Etheric Management and Protection Agency.
Ooh.
Temps.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Michael's a temp.
That's the
So
cutest
you
thing.
would know,
Yeah.
I think, about
Yeah.
because
be
you
okay.
Yeah. So big boss. Oh.
No, I love it.
Okay.
actually came through my Discman this time, which was fun.
What did it sound like?
It sounded like Roger Smith.
Robert Smith?
Yes, Robert Smith.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Same king.
That's kind of hot. Okay, but that's besides the
It's
point.
definitely weird.
Okay, so and then all of a sudden this accident happens, but why would they want to strike the statue? And
No. Also, I didn't really see anything except for those and like points at the skid marks that are on the ground.
And if you look at the skid marks, it's not just like a single skid mark. Someone said a full fucking donut in this quad.
Shit.
Which is crazy because like
I didn't see that happen at all. At all.
No, I
just
just
trying to
only
take the
heard
trash
was
out.
like the end, and I just heard like the statue, I think, getting hit, but I didn't hear anything else before that either. That is really strange.
It was weird. And then they almost hit Smokey.
And
Oh.
yeah, poor Smokey is just having a hard time.
You okay in there, kid?
They look. Oh my goodness, I might burp.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Oh
Hold
my
for burp.
goodness. Hold for burp. But they look. They are like. It's confusing because no, like all of the mortals on campus like are kind of milling around like, wow, crazy car thing, and like
Mm-hmm.
campus security is showing up and trying to figure out what happened, and Smokey is like trying to explain what happened to campus security, but how do you explain an invisible car almost hitting you? So their tiny person brain is kind of retroactively filling in these gaps as you hear them describe.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there should be a role for this, but I don't know what it would be
Mhm.
to kind of listen to everyone else's
Well,
story.
there is a move called manipulate someone.
That is true.
So if one was trying to manipulate someone to make them believe that something hadn't happened, it's a charm roll.
It's not so much a manipulate though. So as you're listening to people kind of, again, it's a populated quad.
Mm-hmm.
As you're listening to people sort of like
Could be an act of
work
depression.
through it,
Mm-hmm.
you're hearing
Sharp?
them. Yeah, roll me a sharp. I want to see if you can sort this out.
Oh, I'm trying to figure something out.
Well, both of you guys should roll sharp then, just to see
Okay.
if you can kind of hear how everyone else is reacting
Uh-huh.
to it.
Can I make an argument that I could be trying
Oh, our
to
himbo, no.
act under pressure to ascertain what's happening?
That's
Because they're not actively trying to investigate a mystery. They're just trying to, be around. Hell is
You're
happening.
trying to help out
Yeah.
by listening in on the conversation.
it is a stretch, but I am asking you to roll rather than like telling you. I should be giving you a lot more agency. I'm very tired.
You're good. No, I love to what's the word?
I don't know.
Like when you like haggle. I like to
Negotiate?
haggle.
I'll
I'm a big fan
Negotiate?
of haggling.
but
But I
I
can
would
do
be.
investigation. I think it's funny.
You can do the investigation. I would be a bad Clara if I didn't honor haggling, considering who I am as a person.
Okay.
And you're suddenly like,
I got a
I
6.
see.
I get it now. I'm so sorry, Jason.
That was bad.
What? Huh?
I got a 6, which is a failure.
Yeah, it's not great.
What'd you get, Logan?
I got a 7.
Mm.
Okay. You guys can. So your powers combined, as you
With our powers combined.
as you comfort poor Smokey, who's now talking to a cop, so you can kind of hear it. You realize that Smokey's recollection of events doesn't seem to align with yours. You can't even remember what the car looked like.
Not at all.
Smokey does remember a car.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. This poor man's name is Gerald.
Gerald.
But
Is
I
it Gerald with a G or Gerald with a J?
with a J.
Do you have a last name?
Mothman.
Hold on, let me
Could it
find
be
it.
Abernathy?
Gerald Abernathy.
Yes.
Yeah, this poor. So Gerald Abernathy, the the Mothman. He is. So he's talking to the cops. You realize that Gerald's recollection of what's happening isn't quite yours. He distinctly remembers a car. But even as he's describing the car, he's like, I don't know what kind of make and model thing is. Like, I'm not a car guy. I'm just a moth. He's like, I'm just a bandit.
Oh.
Please don't make me figure out what kind of car this guy was driving.
I was in
It
color guard
happened
before
so
this.
fast." Like, he's struggling. But you start to hear it amongst the rest of the university as well, the people in the quad. Everyone, it was like a blue car, it was like black. It was like, people cannot settle on really what the car
Because
looks
it's not
like.
real.
People can't really, their brains are filling in the gaps.
Hmm.
I feel like Logan probably picks up on this more than
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you do feel that it's not a very hard thing to figure out.
Mhm.
It's like everyone has a different story.
And I'm gonna just talk, I guess, to the security guy and just be like, hey, it sounds like people have some different recollections. I don't think anyone actually truly saw what this vehicle looked like. I mean, we can look at the tire tread maybe and try to figure out what's kind of consistent with what might be available and out there. But I don't think it's any of the cars that people are thinking of.
Campus security guy looks at you a little confused, like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll definitely do that. It did not occur to him to look at the tire tracks. He's been like, how am I gonna do this? We'll look at security footage. And this poor campus security officer still is now moving around trying to get stories from the rest of the people in the quad. Back to over with Bastian.
Is there a way for me to look at the security footage? Can I try to?
That'd be crazy if you
charm
knew
him a
someone
little
who worked
bit?
at the university. Who
I don't know.
That'd be
Hey, do you think we
bonkers.
could take a look at the security footage that he's talking
yeah.
about? Because it looks like these people are going to be all telling his stories for like the next couple of hours.
Oh, I can take. Have I been there before?
Yeah, you.
Can I
know
say
it.
that I've been there before? Yeah, I can take you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the janitor. You know how to get into anywhere.
The eyes and ears of the
You're
institution.
also divine. You can get into most places.
I do have an ability called Wings, where I can transport to any place that I've been already, which is why I asked if I'd been
yes,
there.
you have been there. Yes, you would have. You cleaned the space. You would have known. Yeah,
Fuck
you
yes.
could. You can pop in there if you want. You could also use your two human legs that are new to you.
I am the skeleton key. As long as I've been there before.
I'm
like
gonna
the
pop
song.
over quickly to honor our Bastian and Rachel.
Yes.
You got a weird feeling, but like I don't know if you'd act on it quite yet.
No, I'm just sitting there, sail away, sail. And I'm like, yes,
Sail away.
sail away, chocolate stout cake. You didn't turn out. Very focused on this right now, but if say I were to receive a text of some sort, I might break out of my focus.
Yeah, you do. Bastian, you don't get so the school didn't pick up. You do get a text from Ivy because apparently her teachers are very busy with something, don't know what. Which just says shit's crazy. Cuz
Classic.
it's so hard to type on those things.
I think I just got rid of mine when I moved. Like I still had my own sidekick, like in my
Damn.
I
stuff.
love the full keyboard. I miss
Yeah,
it to
I wish I
this
could have had it
day.
just for like a sketch or something.
So-
Sorry.
He just kind of like looks at it and is like, "Are you hurt, or is it like?" And he's just like, "You hurt, or?"
Some guy, I pronounce some of the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Some guy just wrecked the field and drove off.
Okay. And then I'm gonna call you because I know you deal with weird stuff. I know you
Yep.
know weird. We all know we are all
Yep.
weird at this point.
Your mom's not weird. You never imagined she was weird.
No, you're just weird at
She's-
Pride Month.
She's just
You're just
here
weird during
to be
Pride
a
Month.
little bit overbearing and bury into everyone's business.
I forgot. Does Rachel officially know Bastian's status as,
I
a
think
creature?
Great shirt of the night.
I think Rachel is blocking a lot of stuff out.
Okay.
It's just creative.
So maybe he's just creative.
Not a creature creative.
Yeah.
Creative.
Yes.
He's a creative of the night.
Yes. Okay. Cool, cool. Good to know. So there's a little bit of. Got it. I think. Please continue.
We love the
Just
I
night.
know where the next
Denial.
steps are.
Okay.
Sebastian is just like,
Yeah.
was there weird stuff at the university?
Yep.
Okay. There's
Hi,
something-
Bastian.
Is that Michael?
Yep. You
Hi,
know it.
Michael.
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
My sister just
Right on
said
the phone.
that some guy like driving like a maniac just wrecked.
Yep. No
the
confirmation
deal.
that there was actually a driver or a car. Just some tread, and then all of a sudden a smash bang.
Yeah.
We're about to go review some security footage, hopefully, and figure out what's going on. But
Can I meet you there?
yep. Just come over here safely. Be careful.
I'll get there. Pretty fast. I drive fast. It's
No,
fine.
I know. That's what I mean. I need you to stay slow, and I need you to watch out because I don't know what that thing is out on the road.
It's past me by now.
To note to our viewers of the fake TV
like
show that
my-
we're, you have pulled over to the side of the road
Yeah.
because you do not, because this is just after the time they've passed.
No, I'm imagining I did the pull over and stop when I saw a thing coming
Oh,
at
absolutely.
me.
I'm trying to remember when the law was passed that you cannot be on the phone while you're driving. But yeah, anyway.
I don't know.
that
But
wasn't
yeah,
wrong.
so he's done that, and he's like, all right, gets back on the road, stick shift 99 Honda Civic, and is like revving it.
Yeah, stick
I
shift.
can't drive stick, so this is
Hell
the
yeah.
best.
Your power
This would be-
fantasy.
I love it. I do that for 10 in my automatic car to this day.
Like as I go from park to drive.
In my automatic car.
For years. Like, if I gotta go up a hill.
When you are finished on the phone with Bastian, I am going to call Rachel.
Okay.
Or ask if I can use your phone as we're walking to the place. But, Bastian, continue.
Oh no, but yeah, Bastian hangs up and is gonna meet, and it literally is, as is peeling out in his Honda Civic with his stick shift.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Burning rubber in a Honda Civic.
Burning rubber in a Honda Civic. That's the thing that breaks me. Okay, that's fine. Continue.
That's why I said it. It's just too
You're
funny.
badass little
Too close to
cunt.
home.
You.
It's a little
In 99, I had a Honda Accord, so it's like...
beautiful.
I used to drive a 2001 silver Honda Civic, so this
Yep.
is just me going a
Yep,
couple years
yep, I
back.
feel it. I feel it.
It was not a stick shift though, because I cannot drive stick shift.
One day.
But so yeah, it's his little silver 99 Honda Civic. Pulls out and is peeling his way over.
To the university.
Exactly like that. Mew.
Are you
Go
hang up
zoom,
and you
zoom,
call
zoom.
Rachel?
Can I?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Okay.
You push the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember?
It takes her.
Hold on here. I'm just going to dial it for you.
Thank you so
there
much.
There you go.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
And she will call and try and get a hold of Rachel at the home phone.
Give me a sense of what you think their relationship is like at this point.
So she's definitely hung out with not Logan. She's definitely hung out with Bastian. Right, we had that whole thing where we went to the fair
To the
and we were
carnival.
spending time together.
We're slightly too competitive with each other.
I feel like, and this depends, but I think that because there was that one thing where she and Bastian were getting too rowdy, and you were like, okay, Bastian, calm down. But then with her, it was like a fucking get it together kind of situation. So I feel like potentially that could be there's a little bit more of a like, maybe there's a little bit more distance. I don't know if you'd be into that. It could be a thing where she triggers your like spidey senses.
I think that yes, spidey senses. I also think Rachel sees a lot of her teenage self
Yeah.
in Michael without realizing it. That kind of weird like something's up here.
Yes.
You know, that kind of like
But she's also
Yeah.
very clearly into you and your family in like I really like you and I want to be like, I want to be your kid's friend. I would like to be your friend. So
but-
it's like a,
but in a way where it feels like every boundary is like a suggestion.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. It's definitely a weird relationship.
Okay. So yeah, the phone. You know, I have an extension out here in the shed because Greg's off at his job at the historical society. So she answers. She's like, "Someone's in the kitchen with Rachel.com. Hi, this is Rachel.
Hey, Mrs. G, it's Michael.
Michael. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask you something.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to, you go first.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm working on the ones that didn't turn out video for the recipes that just didn't turn out.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
I was wondering if I should include the pumpkin raspberry flapjacks because I see here that Ivy gave them a 4, and Rowan gave them a 4, and Greg gave them a 4,
Mrs. G,
and Ashley
before
gave
we
them a 4,
get
but
into
you
that,
gave them an 8.
I-
Can you just speak in favor of them? Just tell me what you liked about them.
I would love to do that, but I think I need to tell you something before we get into the pancakes. They were really, really good. They were
flapjacks.
so sorry, flapjacks. They were really good, but I did just like, I feel like you should come to campus.
Is this an official phone tree call?
It's not yet,
Okay.
but I feel like you should come to camp. I would like to see you at campus. Could you come to, are you busy?
I'm making this video, but you know what? I can save it. I can save it.
I
I can
just
save
feel
it.
like,
I can save it.
okay.
I can save it.
Okay.
I'm coming.
I'm sorry to take you.
coming.
No, well, maybe you should
No,
stay
I'm gonna
home
come.
if you are. I
I'm gonna
feel
come.
like if you're busy,
Michael, I'm
maybe-
coming.
Okay.
And it's the home phone, so you can actually slam it.
That's satisfying.
That is
I miss
satisfying.
slamming.
I miss being able to just like
Oh.
angrily hang up a phone.
I'm sweating.
Even with a flip phone, that very satisfying.
Oh yeah,
You're
just the
fine.
satisfying.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I've decided, like, you settle for, like, with the iPhone, like, a boop, and then you throw your phone across the room. That's fine.
It's just not the same.
It's not the same. I
Also,
don't...
much more risk of breaking your phone.
Absolutely. Don't throw your phone, kids.
Rachel's coming.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she'll be here. I know that. Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, I just wanted to see her.
Okay. Do you think she can help with this?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I just think. Yeah. I just have like a feeling, you know.
Because you actually have the knowledge of Rachel's
Yes.
past life.
Yes.
Okay, well, hopefully.
Which is the reason she was like, I gotta call Rachel. But to Logan, who she hasn't necessarily shared that information with, it's just like, I just want to see her, you know? We were supposed to have a date, and we never actually did it. I thought now would be a great time to catch up. But we should get to the videos. We should get to the security videos.
Okay, I am so confused right now with what's going on for you, but like, we should probably watch
let's
the
do it.
videos.
Let's do it.
Okay. You have it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's like a mentor.
It's a fun little thing.
Okay, great. Yeah.
It's really normal.
I was gonna say you hop. So you say
I
before-
hit
you have to say it's
save
normal?
on the
That makes
video,
me
which
question
takes like
everything.
5 minutes. It takes like 5 minutes to save because this is 2003 or whatever. And yes, then I go down to my car, which is it's a Ford Escape.
Yes.
family
It's
car.
very like it's got
family
room
car.
for everybody in it. You know, there's
It has Rowan's soccer stuff and Ivy's debate club stuff.
Yeah.
Just they like sometimes just live in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, you can get to this, the
The whole thing
school.
smells of sage for some reason.
Whole thing smells like sage. It's crazy. No matter how many air fresheners you do have, sage, lavender,
I do make a lot of turkeys, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
could be anything.
Delicious.
As you're driving to the university, Michael has desperately begged you to show up to see to for some reason. Did Michael tell you where to meet them?
Campus.
Excellent. Love that for you.
I'm assuming that it will be somewhere on campus.
Right. But yes,
There's probably a commotion.
yeah,
Probably going
you
to see a crowd of students.
and you see the evidence on your way as well. You're not fully on the same route, but traffic has been diverted. I'm an Angelino, so this is very important to me that traffic got diverted because there was an accident. But and so you see the dregs of it, and you do see people, and as you get to the main road, you can kind of see, it is again, small town. There is a main road. As you get there, you can see people are being diverted away from a main drag where there have been several cars that have been pushed out of the road by someone plowing through them. There is a small pileup. But otherwise it's bad. But it's mostly, again, Claire the Angelina says, it's mostly just very rude that someone would destroy traffic like that. Thankfully, in the opposite direction of where you're going, so it's not as bad on your side. You're just meeting them on campus. Good luck.
Yeah.
Bastian, you're also headed to campus. Good luck.
They told me it was they were going to look for security footage.
Okay,
They
so
are.
you at least know where the security office.
Yeah, I know where the
might be.
office is. I just don't know where that. I'll go there. Security office.
Yes, I will speed forward. So on your way, you did see the traffic. You did see some of the car mayhem. I assume at some point you have touched base. You're like, we're going to the security office. Again, thankfully for you, you've got a small window of time as campus security is an all hands on deck situation as everything is fine in Summerfield, which means that when something like this happens, boy, do they have something to do.
Yeah.
And also, it's homecoming, so sometimes people are really excited for just some cool, some rival college pranks. Have I come up with a rival college? No. What is a rival college's name?
Could be the old college that you didn't use.
Wildwood University.
Wildwood University. Spelled with an E. Wildwood University, your rival school,
Yeah.
rival due to proximity and pretty much nothing else. Y'all both have gumption, and that's about it. I don't know how sports divisions
Oh,
work.
we're not good, is what you're saying. We're both bad at sports.
They're,
A little bit like watching theater kids having a slap fight. Yes.
Their team mascot is the Zappers.
Wildwood is in the
The
main
Zappers?
city, as played by.
Oh, the Zappers
Rude.
against
Wildwood should be in
Oh.
the main city, so it actually has like a sports team that actually does, and we think we can beat them, but we can't, and we never have.
Mods can never beat a Zapper. Yeah, it's impossible.
The Wildwood mascot.
If we organize, we can beat the Zapper. Together, we can beat the Zapper.
Can't zap us all at once.
No, they can't kill all of us.
Yes, the Wildwood University, their original mascot was supposed to be Zeus. It has morphed into the Zapper over time. It morphed into the Zapper over time, and as you all refer to them as the Zappers. A little weird considering you are the mods. Miss, you do make it onto campus through plot contrivances. You do manage to meet up. You have a small window of time before the campus security comes back.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I have a key card, but I have been in. What do you think?
I think you do have. First of all, it is a ring of keys
Great.
because I like the jingle.
Yes, Ring of Keys is good.
It's a good song.
You have a ring of keys. You do have access to the security office. You are a janitor.
Hell yeah. Let's
You
do it.
are everyone's favorite janitor. No one remembers hiring you. But yeah.
Are there
You can-
any cameras in here?
like to yeah, there aren't a ton. This is still like a university, so I don't know how much actual security is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think there's any right outside the security office, which is kind of an oversight if you think about it too hard.
Okay. She is going to unlock the doors and kind of just scoot everyone in.
When I let you be the janitor, it did not occur to me how much access you'd probably have to campus. That's on
We
me.
can put obstacles in the way.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Crazy.
Damn.
There will be obstacles, just not this one.
What are the obstacles? Doors, not one of them. I've been punished by doors too many times.
Okay.
Roll
We
for
are
traps.
going
Check for traps.
To
I would love you to roll for Chopper Traps. No.
thank you so much for coming. So glad that you're here. Just as it happens, we're going to check something out. There was something really weird that happened on campus. And we wanted to just check it out.
Yeah, Rachel, you're like kind of part-time assistant and your son's stalker. I'm not sure. Bestie.
We're friends.
Your son's friend have summoned you to campus. Also, your son is here. He does go here to school, so it's not weird.
Bastian, I didn't bring you lunch. Did you want some lunch?
No, I'm good. I don't really need to eat.
Yes, you do.
It's fine.
That's important.
I ate a big
eating
breakfast.
Is eating is important. Tell him
He
eating
didn't
is
finish his
important.
French toast.
Eating is important.
Important.
I
Okay.
ate a big
Your mom's
breakfast.
right.
I ate French toast this morning.
You ate what?
French toast.
I'm sure.
Oh, you did have French
I
toast?
have the taste.
He had French toast this morning.
Oh,
I
The secret ingredient is love and coriander. Here's a
Is
t-shirt.
that a shirt?
Why
I was gonna say.
Oh, I love you, but what?
Your mom and I were supposed to meet up like a week ago,
Mhm.
Oh.
and we never did.
Actually,
And-
Michael called me and said that something had happened and I needed to come to campus. So that's what I
yeah.
did.
So I thought I would invite her to campus,
Yeah.
so we could
This is your idea of a hang?
meet up.
A little
Yeah.
Casual breaking and
It's
entering.
take your friend. Take your friend to work day.
Take. Is that a thing? Take your friend to work day.
Yeah.
I didn't
Take a
know.
friend
I
to
missed the
work day.
memo.
Is that a thing?
I think yes. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. I definitely have seen Jim Bob do it before. So
Jim Bob.
yeah, my boss. This boss. I mean, my my boss.
Oh, your
You're-
janitorial boss.
My janitor.
Not your boss.
Boss.
Do you know about the boss boss?
I don't know.
I don't think I told you about the boss.
Well, I was like, Jim, okay.
Jim Bob, yeah.
But I'm also thinking because you have like 18 different bosses, so I'm like,
It's true.
All
You
your
have a
jobs.
lot of jobs.
you
yeah,
work
my janitor boss.
everywhere?
Yeah.
So I'm like, which boss?
Yeah, here, boss.
Okay.
You can come if you like. It's kind of fun.
I mean, I go to school here.
We
I
should
don't-
just take a look, though. I want to find
Yeah,
out what's going on
we should
before
take a
we're
look
wasting. I
at
feel like
it.
we're
Yeah,
wasting a little bit of time.
Sorry, I should have called you later.
You know, they do have Take Your Friend's Mom to Work Day in France because they have a lot of respect for their elders there. Let's continue doing this.
They
though.
do? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked.
Bonjour.
She's gonna unlock this door and
Mhm.
push through into the security room.
Thankfully for you, I already established that security is very bored on this campus, so most of them have gone out to investigate the
Hell yeah.
thing. You do see in front of you, almost so standard security office things, such as standard security office things. Security office. It's small. It's cramped. It smells kind of funny.
Like hot dogs.
A little like hot dogs.
Mhm.
But I was gonna make a pig joke. But it is there. It's divided into two sections. There's sort of like a lounge, as much as you can call it that, where
Some like old coffee cups hanging
well,
out.
yeah,
and, like,
coffee cups, a couch that, to be quite honest,
yeah.
loaded with etheric energy, not the good kind. Just don't touch it.
Mm.
Just on either end. And in the back there is a kind of a
No word.
would have been a supply closet, is now they've moved the supplies on against a wall, and a little bank of screens, little whirring VCRs, as you see a feed of campus of a couple. For as large of a campus as this is, the video bank and all of the cameras, etc., which do flick and cycle through, probably not enough. But you can see the quad. You can see people milling about before the camera flicks
That's
again.
before the ring. You're right.
This is before what?
No, the rings before like the ring
Oh,
security devices.
like
Not the movie The
7
Ring.
days.
No.
I was like, are we gonna die?
Yeah,
What's happening?
did Dave Chase going to crawl out of the TV?
Lilo from Lilo and Stitch?
Craig, you know how to use these?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay. You're really okay. The technology thing, they really just don't go over that.
I mean,
Do too much.
it's
Where you're
like
from, okay.
There's
Is
not
this
like
your-
really an orientation.
Remind me, is this your first time on Earth?
Yes,
Okay.
this is her first time on Earth.
Your prep materials were aggressively outdated.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna be like, like film.
There's still
Oh,
that.
not as outdated as I expected, though.
There's still that. But that's
It
been
can be
around,
more outdated.
No, go for
it's
it.
been around for a long time.
You get to decide how outdated.
Or like, like wax. Like the wax cylinders.
Oh, no. Those okay, wow. A lot of those are kind of destroyed because those didn't hold up super great.
Yeah.
So,
I figured that out when I got here, but
I will
yeah,
also
it's a little
say-
different.
For all of you, because you are vaguely supernatural, there is that like high pitched whine that those TVs make. So you do hear that in
Bad.
the background of all of this. I'm just gonna let you know that
So
now.
much.
Oh,
bad.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just giving you that sense memory.
Yeah, that's not great.
Don't love that.
Yes, Rachel. Was there something you wanted to say, Rachel?
No, I was just going to ask if Michael doesn't know about technology because she's from France, where they have Take Your Friend's Mom to Work Day, and they don't have a lot of technology there.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Not sure. Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Parlez-vous français?
we
Perfect delivery.
oh,
Beautifully said.
thanks.
I was like, Je m'appelle Teri. No.
Logan
Okay.
does.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, yeah. So we're gonna try to look at some of these videos. Let me see if I can rewind back to that
Awesome,
timestamp
awesome.
of around the time, around
This is
8:30.
the part where Claire wrote herself in a corner and is trying to remember how a VCR works.
It's all right. I just rewind.
Yeah. You rewind. You go back a little. You find the reel that is for the. You find the reel that's for the quad.
Mm-hmm.
You rewind. You watch back the. I almost
The
made
footage?
you do a move.
Yeah.
You.
Did the camera catch anything, or is it too
Roll.
fast of a motion?
Roll sharp for me.
Roll sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm wondering if Michael knows like a lot of languages.
I think you might know the language of the people who you're supposed to be interacting with, except Rachel doesn't speak French.
Right. Shit. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's actually, I love
Okay.
that.
Okay, 7.
So you're able to rewind back the footage. I'm getting to the way the actual rules work. You're able to rewind back the footage, and you can see on the tapes, horribly distorted, because on a 7 it is you hold 2 on a 7 hold 1.
That's a success with a complication.
Yeah,
I
it is a
believe.
text with a complication. You can kind of ask. It gives you questions when you roll to investigate a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sort of asking you to roll sharp. I'm going with the demigod Jason rules, where it's like if I ask you, you're not going to take consequences for things.
Okay.
But the footage is distorted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and it's going to give away some of the mystery a bit.
Okay.
So let's pretend I didn't when I say it.
Okay.
How do ghosts show up on camera?
Usually, it's usually like a shadow, like a fuzzy kind of shadow.
Okay. So in the camera, you can see that which is, again, horribly distorted. It's a little hard to tell because the other problem is that sometimes Michael getting too close will fuck with film.
I could see that.
Sometimes you getting too close will fuck with film.
Yep.
Sometimes Rachel does, which is why it takes, but we don't know why. Bastian took a photography class and had to quit immediately.
Why is it not working?
All the film always was exposed.
Film always exposed and just horrible like scream like faces regardless of who he took photos of.
He tried to like make it a thing, like tried to see if he could pass it off for a grade, but his teacher got too disturbed. He's like, I can't just drop out, or else I'll get like a
Thanks for the raid.
withdrawal.
Thanks for the raid, tabletop titties.
And it was like, no, hated looking at it.
But sorry. But yes, as so it is distorted. Distortion is not always a sign. Well, let's not be honest. Distortion is often a sign. It's also a VCR.
Yeah. That can happen.
That can happen. You do see some telltale shadows. However, between the French conversation and and figuring out how VCR works, Clara, you do, like, you are still in a populated area, and there could be security returning at any time.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well,
I could keep a lookout.
yeah, that would be great.
Unless I'm too involved in trying to do passable French conversation with Rachel, in which case I won't.
Can I?
But if you say we're gonna do a lookout,
Because I'm most likely to mess with I'll do the lookout.
hell yeah,
You've learned.
Can I do a roll here?
Of course you can.
I'm going to hang
Please
out with
ask
my
for
son.
rules, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out with my son. I'm gonna roll for mom. No, I'm gonna roll Dark
for Mom.
Past, which is if you trawl through your memories for something relevant to the case at hand, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, ask the keeper 2 questions from the list below. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. On a miss, you can ask a question anyway, but that will mean you were personally complicit in creating the situation you are now dealing with.
yeah.
So
I've never wanted to fail so bad in my life.
yeah, I'm gonna roll these 2d6, and my interpretation of this is that because Rachel's so like repressed, that this is gonna be like a traumatic flashback, basically.
Ooh.
That's an awesome
want it.
move.
And I got a 4.
Wasn't
Well-
sure how I was gonna make you feel today, but now I gotta. Oh boy! All right.
I got a 4. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you. Do I know anyone who might be behind this?
All right. Man, traumatic.
If you just tell me what it is, I can like.
I'll give you a little bit, and we can elaborate
I
together.
can do that.
In astounding Schmetflix production value, a clip of the previous of your old show actually is spliced in here. It was a very special episode about car safety. was a very special episode about car safety in which Rachel at the time with her then vampire boyfriend and her cohort of the Schmooby gang.
Yeah.
We can do
Hate
better.
it so much.
We can do better. But
The mystery
continue.
gang.
The mystery gang did investigate a series of car accidents, mysterious car accidents that were being happened by a car they could not track. And in the end, as usual, Rachel did punch the problem away.
Hey.
But she does remember that when it happened, it was an ominous, like, it's not over yet. That's what I'll give you if you'd like to elaborate. You super can.
Yeah. No, it's
We really are a bad, like, reboot show where we're just going to use the same
No.
plot.
This is a good reboot show.
Remember this one?
It's a good reboot show. Emily
feel
St.
like-
James at Vox says 70 on Metacritic.
Thank you.
Thoughtful rethinking.
Oh,
You mean
man.
Emily St. James?
Emily
Oh,
St.
St.
James.
James. With a dot.
Yeah, no, I think it's I do think that like the visual language of how this is presented is like literally footage from the old show like comes down the center of the screen and like splits it in half and just like so like you have Bastian over here like looking at his phone or whatever he's
He's
doing.
watching the. He's actually keeping watch.
Oh, he's keeping okay.
Yeah.
And then you have Rachel like over here, just like
he's
kind of like grabbing her head like this, and then you have this footage of, you know, just people getting run over by cars and just gruesome bodily mayhem, and then of course like Rachel punching a car in the headlight, and the car, you know, flips end over end, and then she says, "Guess a car can't wear a seatbelt."
The episode
Oh
is
my
actually
god, she's right.
the episode is it's actually considered lost media because the FCC deemed it. Is it the FCC? It is now.
Yeah, sure.
Deemed it too graphic for public air at the time.
Yep. Yep.
But then it was they realized. But then there was a debate because in another episode where Rachel has sex with her vampire boyfriend at the time, they were like, "Well, that's okay," but the violence one wasn't. So then they re-aired the car episode. It was a thing.
And listen,
There was like a whole protest of like release the car episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
people.
yeah, it's
people
like that
wrote
one
in.
X-Files episode that got pulled and like wasn't seen for like 10 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nerd shit.
I was like nerds. I love it.
But yes, the very special episode. But yeah, that is what you remember. That is the flash you get. You fought.
And it's just like when this happens, it really hurts because it's like tearing apart reality for her. And she just kind of looks over at her son and takes some deep breaths and just like reminds herself where she is, what she's doing. And she says, I might kind of know what's going on.
As you have this moment, Bastian, you see the security officers turning the hall. You've got a little bit of time, but not a lot.
Mom, we need to get them out.
I'm going to go distract them for a little bit. You get your friends out, okay?
But how do you know? How do you...
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know how I know. I just know. You know how I just know things sometimes? I just know.
Okay. Are you okay?
No, but yes, no, yes, 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 yes.
That's so convincing.
I'll ask you about that later.
You're off to distract security officers.
Goes to tell them the security officer.
Oh,
Security officer down the hall. Mom is distracting them, but you know
Okay.
that can buy us a lot of time or no time, and there's
I
no.
think
in
we
between.
might have seen all there is to see. I think.
are you good?
I think so.
Also,
Are
Mom
you?
says she might know something about this, so there's also that. We'll have to talk about that later.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's reconvene in the quad. Ready? Break.
Excellent.
I just rolled manipulation.
Schmooby gang, let's go.
1.9, So I did a great job.
You did a great job.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
you're
Are y'all fans of Someone's in the Kitchen with Rachel.com? Because I have these coriander and love bumper stickers right here.
Oh my God.
Merch
this security officer has been like turns the hall. They're like, I'm gonna go look at the footage because that seems like an important thing to do. And then I'm gonna look at the track. His mind is whirling 1,000. This is the coolest thing that's happened to me. It's the first time, and he stopped by a mom, like not even older. Like he stopped by a middle-aged woman who
Do you think the kids
plugged
are okay?
her.
Yeah, do you think the kids are okay? Hi, Rachel Goodnow. Someone's in the kitchen with Rachel.com. I'm sure you've read it before. It's a website. I do paint, I do cooking, I do mom things.
And I'm like in the
I
back.
have kids, and I talk about my kids, and I talk about my life, and I talk about my cooking, and I'm making a video of things that didn't turn out today, and I'm wondering if I should include pumpkin raspberry flapjacks in it or not. How do you feel about them? Have you had them? Have you visited the website? Have you made them?
So here's my thing. They're supposed to be incredulous of you on a 9, but like I'm a little and I think this poor security officer sort of is confused as well. They kind of give you a look like, ma'am, if you're here for we have it under control. We're investigating the scene. It's okay. We have nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Like he's.
Rachel has learned the term merch drop from hanging out with the younger kids, but she doesn't entirely understand it. So she says merch drop and just drops a bunch of magnets. And then she walks away.
That is honestly, you needed to leave a room. That is definitely enough time for you guys to leave. This poor security officer
We've gotten out effectively.
very confused.
As y'all run the other way,
Man,
Bastian's
goes
gonna
up.
run towards.
And has started goes to the security office. You guys are reconvening in the quad. I assume you are as well.
Mm-hmm.
I go to grab you from the. I'm like, I pick up your magnets and like, come on, mom. Oh, sorry.
Look at my son. Isn't he wonderful? He plays
like,
such good music.
it's bring
you
your
should
mom
listen
to
do you have
school,
a CD? Can
okay?
you share Yes. Do you have like a CD you could share with them?
I don't have CDs.
Security
no.
officer is walking away. The other students
can
in the
see my
hall
receipt.
are definitely looking. It's not weird to have your mom at school. It is weird how loud she's being. But
Next
like
recital is November 16th. It's at Dobson Hall.
super cute. And like you do hear like
Your
some
hype mom.
you do hear some of the other students like that's so sweet. As you head out in the quad, caution tape has been roped around Dear Smokey, the statue, not the man. The Smokey the Moth has is nowhere to be found. I was gonna have him in like the
A
shiny
little
blanket.
shiny
Yeah.
burrito blanket.
No, Smokey the Moth is nowhere to be found. They're like now it is just your standard pile up of that's the wrong word. Standard can't think of a non-car term now. Traffic of rubberneckers as they see a large accident scene, sort of.
So the people who are always in the background of like every news shoot.
Yeah.
just like,
And yeah, the local news has finally started, has made it out there, and you can see
Okay,
them starting
fine.
to set up. What?
W fine.
W Fine is starting to.
WFY.
WFYNE has started setting up because this is going to be on the news tonight, and you can already see like a couple of the university students like kind of crowding around the news van and getting ready to like.
What did you see?
It just looked like an apparition, a spirit, ghost of some sort.
Like a ghost car?
No, like not a car, like actually like a ghost actually just ran and created the illusion that there was a car.
When you
And
say ghost car, it sounds so stupid, and I know what I wrote.
I'm
It's
sorry,
a
what?
ghost
It's a ghost car?
What?
Oh no.
Continue.
Okay. Well, Too Fast, Too Furious, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Ghost with vehicle like appearance.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got anything? Have you seen anything like that before?
I mean, I've seen a lot of different stuff. I just don't know how it
Do you kids like
happens here.
do you kids like do you kids want to hear some stories from when I was your age? Because I know that can be super lame.
I would
Someone
love
just-
to hear stories from when you were our age.
Well, I mean, a little bit younger. When I was in high school, this was before I'd started dating Bastian's father. I had such a crush on him, but I think I was dating someone else.
Okay, mom.
I don't remember.
I don't want to hear about. I don't want to know.
He was so cute. He was so cute.
I
He
love
was
Dad.
so
Dad
cute.
is
He
great.
was so cute. Anyway, I
was like, how cute was he? Sorry, no.
I know, I'm so tempted. But tell me more about him.
Yeah, there was this one. It just was localized to this one week. It was really weird. There were a whole bunch of car accidents, and they all happened. And then somebody.
How many car accidents happened in that week? Do you know? Like a rough estimate?
5.
That's a lot.
And then I'm being told that might be wrong.
With your 4, I'm not going to give you too much more information. You did stop the thing from happening. So
Yeah.
5 was the amount. But...
Okay, yeah. And then someone did a thing and it stopped happening. So it was like a curse or just bad luck, or like maybe there was
Was
like
it an apparition or a ghost?
I don't know. I think it might have just been like an oil slick. I think they might have just cleaned up the oil. What's that game that you play with your sisters with the monkey in the cart, and then there's the dinosaur in the cart, and then they have the bananas?
Donkey Kong?
Okay. Is it Mario? Which one is it?
Mario Kart. Yes, there we go.
Mario
Thank you.
Race Cars.
Yes, Mario Race Car.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mario Race
Your
Cars.
favorite game.
When Mario rode the race car, that's the name of the game.
Actually, I feel like Rachel probably pronounce it Mario.
Mario race car.
Rachel
Mario
Rich.
Race Cars.
No, that's also how New Yorkers Mario.
True.
I have no
true,
idea. I'm
true.
just being a dick.
It's a real thing.
I have my sister-in-law pronounces Yoshi Yashi, so I'm going to also pronounce Yashi.
Yashi.
Oh.
Bless.
Uh,
Mario Race Cars.
Yes, it was some sort of oil slick or banana peel, I'm pretty sure.
there's no.
Interesting. Okay.
Crazy.
All I know is I was like in school at that time, and some of these things happened, and I was aware of them. But I was not, when I was in school, as you know, I was not really a popular kid. So I didn't get involved in a lot of things. I mostly went home and read books.
Mom, you were the most popular kid in my heart.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Okay. Apparitions.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like
I
some
mean,
sort of.
sulfur salts. What do we do about apparitions?
That's a good question. Do I need to look that up? Do we need to do a little research?
Yes, of course you would do a little research.
Could we go to the like?
Do we have a library with a section on this?
We have a lore library. I tell you what. We have a lore library.
Oh, right, in our
lore
house.
In our
library.
house, yeah.
That's there's all those weird books in my house.
Let's go.
So yeah, as if you all start to reconvene at the house,
I'll pile into that. Well, you drive.
The escape.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
He's been driving. Throwing out a banana peel.
I can leave my car on campus because I have a parking pass.
It is littering that is bad.
you
You're
do
right.
get to it'll biodegrade. You get to when you get to the house. Greg is not home. Greg is home early. Greg's home early. Mostly because he can work from home some days, but when you come in, the TV is on, and he kind of leans over from the couch. Hey, honey, I had to pick up Ivy from school. Apparently, there was a disturbance. So they just wanted to send the kids home early. She's upstairs.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Michael.
Hey. We're just hanging out after school.
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
And then Logan. Yeah,
Hi, how are you doing, Greg?
I'm great. I'm just working from home.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Crazy driver, stay safe. And you can see it on the TV, the Chiron, that's what it's called.
Yes.
At the very bottom of the screen, 5 killed in freak car accident.
They killed people.
Yeah.
Killed. Oh
They
no.
killed people.
Yes.
People do sometimes die in car
People do
accidents in the
sometimes die in
United
car
States. I know they don't in France often, but they do in
Uh,
the United States.
No, yeah, I get it. No,
Yes.
yeah.
But it is also 10 o'clock. but I did promise we'd wrap at 10.
Oh, did
So-
you?
Did you? Oh,
Did you?
okay.
That's not-
I thought we were till 10:30.
myself. Are
Oh,
we
you
still
promised
10:30? I promised
Yeah.
myself. I just-
We can wrap at 10.
We can wrap here. This is
Um,
great. I'm
So
at
go
home
into
with
the
Brett.
live
This is
study
good.
session.
So yes, before you get kicking on your study session, I will end the session here. As you see the aftermath of the actual car accident as the faces are on screen. So yeah. That is,
Do we know who they are? Oh, sorry.
Oh, good point. Do we recognize
It
them?
better not be Agatha Cup. Agatha Cup better still be alive.
Agatha Cup, I don't know that you've seen her outside the diner, to be quite honest.
She just emerges from the back room.
Yeah, she just toddles around.
Mhm.
But no, I'm gonna wrap it here because I don't know if we're gonna get anything good in 30 minutes beyond more adorableness. So yeah, you can see the news report has started. You can do your research next session. But yeah, cool. I have to end this now, don't I? It is my fault.
You
I-
do. It is. I think that you do have to do a little.
You have
I
to do the
an
thing.
outro.
You do
have
the
to do the
outro.
I did write a song, The Phone Tree.
Oh my god!
Hear it? Oh.
Yes. Okay, so the
Best.
musical episode of the original series has little moments for all the characters. And this is a song sung by kind of a nerdy girl who's one of Rachel's old friends as Rachel becomes cooler or whatever. She kind of leaves this girl behind. Her name is Sandy Shanday. And she is played by I don't know, some winning young woman who's just kind of got a little bit nerdy vibe. There's going to be a special guest star in a second. I'm Sandy Shanday. The phone tree is important to me. If there's bad news, I need to join the queue. Mass communication really gets me down. TV, blogs, and emails only bring me frowns. But the phone tree is what's best for me. So I'll make the call, spread the news to all. And then a phone rings, and she says, "Get the phone, Dad." And you know how parents of side characters in these shows are always played by Broadway stars for some reason?
Yes, because they need the health insurance.
Yeah, her father is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It could have been anyone.
That's why it's Lin-Manuel.
And
Wild.
The camera pans does this straight tracks across to where he's sitting in the chair, and this is the first time I've ever tried to do this. I apologize in advance to everyone,
Already.
including Lin-Manuel Miranda. The first calls the second two, then they call the people who are both beneath their names on a list that has everyone, all of the people, son, who know just what to do. It doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles as we're ever expanding the size of our bubble. 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32, 64, 1, 2, 8. Now we all have a clue. Snow days and wildfires, earthquakes and vampires. This is when it says what? It's Sandy again. What? Demons. What? Heathens. What? Werewolves and spiders and vegans.
What?
If a kitty cat eats a rat and that rat just ate a bat and that bat had on a hat that one man was looking at, then grab every teacher and student and parent and cleaning dude, all of the people tangentially tied to Summerfield Middle School. Time for a meeting. Yay, assemble the PTA. Now it's back to my daughter, the genius Sandy Shanday. The phone tree. And then it just repeats. That's Phone Tree from the musical episode of the original series.
Holy goodness.
I'm ruined.
You are an amazing writer.
Holy
And
fuck.
that absolutely, you nailed Lynn.
Listen. Thank
This
you.
is also plotting.
Now I'm gonna have to write a song from the musical episode every week.
I am. Holy shit. Okay.
You're amazing.
I'm gonna cry.
So good.
So good. Thank you for.
It's the best ending to any.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I insecure about my GMing? Yes. Did you just make the full fuck? Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to cry or orgasm. All right. Thank you all.
I mean, I do both all the
Both.
time. It's what I try to do.
You don't know what my orgasms look like.
Usually I cry right after. Let's wrap this one up. Thank you.
No one clip this. thank you all for watching. My God, I'm ruined. Thank you all for watching today's episode. Half of a very special episode of The World Ends Thursday. Thank you so much to our mods who are monitoring our chat and just on the front lines of our chat every day, saving us from the Russian bots who would like us to know that there are sexy singles in our area. And thank you so much to our patrons who keep us ad-free and independent. It is because of you that we are able to play games we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or system popularity or, in my case, talent. You can join the heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon, where maybe fun new things are coming. Maybe. I actually don't know.
Let's just commit the Patreon to some stuff. We could do that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pre-advance where our nudes will be.
Whoa.
Too far?
Whoa.
Of my dice, maybe. So,
Yeah, we're hot.
It's just
up close.
hot hand modeling of our
my-
us
of
like
our
rolling
dice.
dice.
Clicky clacky.
It's very
Our
like
clicky clackies.
Easily
All of my
nails.
exclusive ASMR episodes are there.
Yep.
I'm
Hold
just
on.
gonna post like episode summaries of the original show that this is
That
based
sound.
on.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
All of the weird metal
show
lore
just
we've
for
come
that.
up with.
Can you write an entire book where you review every episode?
I might I'm on strike right now. I don't have
I wanna-
to
Oh my God. But yes, so I'm going to go around and let the table introduce themselves again, starting in the opposite direction. Emily, who are you? Where can we find you and more of your music?
I'm Emily St. James. You can find me on the internet at Emily St. James on all platforms. And and Pigeon Sword on Instagram. No doubt. The Sword Pigeon? Sword Pigeon.
Man, that was like 3 hours ago.
Yeah. What's the thing that I do that you can, I'm a writer on the show Yellow Jackets. Go fucking watch that. I don't know. That's a thing you can do, but I'm also on strike. So don't support the AMPTP. I don't know. I'm tired. I wrote a song. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't know how I compete with the song. To be honest, I'm gonna have to write a song for Bastian at some point.
Man, I'm here.
We've cornered ourselves into writing songs
Do
over
this.
here.
Let's do this.
We're all just here doing our best.
Doing great. Hi, I have been Blythe. You can find me on the Instagrams and the Twitters at the Blythe Kala. That's TheBlythekala. I did not just forget how to spell my own name. It's fine. I am also tired. I mostly don't know what I do on Twitter anymore. It's just me posting a lot of random things, but sometimes I write things and sometimes I post them and sometimes I make things. So follow me. It's a time. It's
Oh,
certainly
fuck
a
yes.
time.
I joyously follow you, and you also do beautiful art that you've got in your store open, and so
I forgot I have a store.
you might want to. I'm just gonna pimp that out because I think
Not a
the
store.
art that you do is really, really gorgeous, and you also have drawn some gorgeous things on your notepad today that I've been like over here staring at. That you
us?
made during the show. You made us. Oh
Yeah.
God, it's gorgeous. I love it.
Crazy that y'all
You're so-
that is a mom right
Okay.
there. That's a
Mom.
mom.
It stresses me out that you took notes because then I have to prove that I.
We all took
I
notes.
also
I'm
have,
so
I have
sorry.
Bastion's over here.
I didn't take any notes. I just
Wrote a
this
song. You just wrote a song.
Emily wrote
were
a
busy
song,
writing
which
a
is
fucking
amazing.
song.
You're busy writing a song. Blythe's notes are very complex. I'm so glad that we record these so that I can find out. Oh, my computer just died.
Oh,
I can
that's
find out
perfect.
what
Good timing.
I'm doing,
That's
and that's
perfect.
also why I ended the show.
Perfect.
At the end of the episode.
So yeah, but you can follow Blythe for their art, and then you can follow me at the Teri Gamble on all the internet things, or at terigamble.com. You can find me there. It's Teri with one R. I do a scary movie podcast every week. So if you like scary things, if you like monsters, if you like gay things, we did a bunch of Pride episodes this last month. Yes, gay. We love it. I love to see
Yes,
it.
you know.
I love it. And so it's called Horror Movie Survival Guide. I'm also going to be at Comic-Con. I can talk about that.
Yeah.
This next month, I'm going to be on the queer horror panel, so look out for
Oh.
that.
Fuck yeah.
I can tell you the dates and times, once that's all out in the world, you guys will know. So you can find me at Comic-Con this year, my first time ever
Well,
I
now
know.
I wish I was going.
I'm from
Cool.
San Diego and I never went. I just always was like, one day they'll invite me, and here we are. I got invited, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So I'll be there talking about what I talk about every horror and queer horror specifically. So let's get into it. So yeah, I'm super stoked. So like that's kind of my most exciting thing right now. And if you haven't already streamed Mrs. Davis, please do. It's on Peacock. I'm on that.
Good show. It's a good show.
Fun show,
Good
right?
show,
It's
yeah.
such a weirdo and it's so fun, and it was so fun to do. And the directors, everybody it was a phenomenal group of people to work with. So please check that out. Betty Gilpin's amazing and one of the kindest people on the planet. So please just go enjoy her brilliance and her genius.
I can't get over how cool you are.
Oh, stop.
Can't get over how cool I am.
Stop.
You are
Yeah.
very cool.
Okay. Mine turned to melt into the corner. I get it, Clara. I'm like,
Oh God, they're receiving.
I want to be received but not perceived. I want to be perceived but not perceived. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. I'll pass it on.
Hello, my name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, everywhere on the internet except for Instagram, where I'm art.plebe. My pronouns are they, them. I have been Michael, your she, they, divine playbook. Yeah, that's me. Claire?
That was so
love
fast.
them.
Was not prepped. I am Clara. I'm all over the internet as clearly _golden unless you're into mermaids, in which case you can find my Instagram at mermaid_clarity. I don't update there ever. Maybe I will one
But
day.
when you
Who
do,
knows?
it's hot.
But when I do, it's hot. I guess.
Mhm.
But yes. What? Oh God. I am here, and then I'm also over at Queen's Court Games. I play a vampire game where I play a character who kind of knows what she's doing most of the time. It's gonna be like it's aggressively horny. It kind of is. It's a
vampires.
It's vampires.
I was like, I feel like you don't have to say that. I feel like that's
That's just
Yeah.
vampire.
that's good enough,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like pretty much.
Otherwise,
Vampires are
vampire
hot.
horny.
Vampire
Yeah.
horny.
Vampires are
Otherwise,
hot.
I am all over the internets, but mostly you can find me on Twitter where I talk about almost nothing coherent most of the time. But yes, so join us. Oh God, join us next week for as she goes back to her script. Join us next week for our next session next Thursday, because as we know, the world ends Thursday and nothing else is happening. If you want to catch up on past episodes, visit happyjacks.org/World Ends Thursday. We dropped the only past episode is our session 0, which is as coherent as this one was, I'm sure.
It's pretty good.
And if you want to find all other APs on the Happy Jacks Network, visit happyjacks.org. Thank you. Practice self-care. Drink some water. And I think that's all for us.
That's
Take us
it.
to the other screen.
All right, everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.